The following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. This is Bulldogs basketball.
Straight away, good. Bombs away, Tyrell. Missed the three. There's Jordan Harris dying for the tap-in. Gumeze wide open for a two-handed dunk. Rayshawn got it. A little showtime. Yes, sir.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, this is Georgia Basketball. Brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. This is the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now to Courtside along with Chuck Dowdle, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another night of Georgia Bulldogs basketball. The Bulldogs will say aloha and mahalo to the jagged beaches and misty mountains of Maui after tonight's game. Georgia is seeking its first win in this tournament as we wind down the 2019 Maui Invitational here at the Lahaina Civic Center. Georgia was unable to completely overcome a deep 28-point first-half deficit against Michigan State yesterday. The Bulldogs rallied to within two behind a remarkable 33-point second-half performance by scintillating freshman Anthony Edwards, but the Dogs fell 8 points short in the final tally and now will close out their stay in Maui against the host school, the Chaminade Silverswords, a Division II team from Honolulu. First meeting between these two schools, and we'll have it for you coming up next. It's tea time in Maui just after 4 o'clock, 9 p.m. in the east, and the Bulldogs Courtside Show's brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Final game for the Dogs in Paradise on the way next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You know, Georgia peaches don't just come from Georgia. They come from farms in Georgia, worked by farmers working hard to cultivate the crops that drive the state's economy. That's why Georgia Farm Bureau cultivates farmers with support through advocacy and benefits that save families money, like home and auto insurance. Join online for just a couple bucks a year. Easy as peach cobbler.
In your heart, you know it's time to get your hip repaired. You need knee surgery, but don't want it to be too invasive. You're looking for a new approach to the arthritis pain you've had for so long. At Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, we're dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility, which is why we offer personalized care from elite joint and arthritis doctors who place an emphasis on rapid recovery that can have you home within hours of surgery. Learn more at northside.com/orthopedic. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
We all like to shop local, whether it's your neighborhood barber, your favorite coffee shop, or your local farmer's market. That's why I'm proud to be a member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for 85 years with one simple goal, banking on purpose. Whether they are saving you money or supporting the people, places, and teams we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. Get started today with a low-rate credit card from Georgia's Own or visit their website at georgiasown.org to learn more. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
Scott Howard back here in Maui, along with our producer-engineer on site, Tony Schiavone, my broadcast partner, Chuck Dowdle, and in the Piedmont Healthcare Studios tonight, Tim Hackett. Thanks for joining us for our final go-round here in Maui, the Maui Invitational, Georgia's first visit here. Well, we are winless so far. Hopefully that ends tonight as the Dogs get ready to play the Silver Swords of Chaminade. Chuck, we've got one final chance to get a victory before we leave the island.
And, here's the thing, Scott. We walked out of here yesterday. We certainly did. I think a lot of Georgia fans did. The talk was about Georgia yesterday. It was about that second half comeback, and even Tom Izzo was talking about how great that comeback was. Well, guess what? we lost. And that's
Yes.
the problem that this coaching staff is now faced with these young kids that make up this Georgia basketball team. You got to get to them and say, heck, let me tell you something. Yeah, everybody's talking about you. Yeah, you're all over ESPN, and that was terrific against the number 3 team in the nation, that comeback. But you know what? They keep score for a reason, and there you fell 8 points short. You didn't win. And that's what matters, is winning. So they've got to get that through to these kids that they didn't accomplish anything yesterday. They had to learn from that and bring what they learned yesterday onto this floor today.
Consolation games all around here today in Maui. The championship game preceded our showdown here, Dayton and Kansas, and what a matchup it was. The Jayhawks come away as victorious. They are the Maui Invitational champions this year. They beat Dayton 90-84 in overtime. Earlier today, it was Michigan State downing UCLA 75-62. And the late game tonight will be on the winner's side of the bracket, Virginia Tech taking on BYU. But right now, it's Georgia and Chaminade coming up. Our courtside show is brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Tim Hackett in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios is next as he continues our courtside countdown here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, Georgia fans. I'm Scott Howard here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Athens, Georgia, or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Georgia Athletics.
Isn't it yummy when you find a great deal that helps stretch your budget? Yeah, we think so too. That's why at Kroger, we've got more ways to save on all the fresh foods you truly crave. With great sales every day, fuel points to save at the pump, and digital coupons you can download to your Plus card, the savings at Kroger really add up. More ways to save. It's easy at Kroger.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. Soon you'll have a separate fridge in the basement where extra groceries are exiled forever. Remember that frozen lasagna? Of course you don't. It's been down there since 2008. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. Piece of cake. Behind the lasagna, it's very old. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now scores and highlights from around college basketball. Let's go inside the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Here's Cabell Philpott.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome on inside the Piedmont Healthcare Studio. Tim Hackett in tonight for Cabell Philpott. Let's take a minute to look around the other scores from across the top 25 as Georgia gets set to close out their trip to Maui tonight against Chaminade. Only one other top 25 team period in action. Gonzaga leading Southern Miss. About a minute left in that game in Atlantis. The Bulldogs 6-0 this year. They're leading Southern Miss 91-69. Elsewhere from across the top 25 earlier from tonight in Maui, number 3, Michigan State follows up their win over Georgia yesterday by beating UCLA 75-62. 14 points for Xavier Tillman in the win for the Spartans. Also, just a few minutes ago in Maui, number 4, Kansas claims the tournament title crown by beating Dayton 90-84. Career-high 31 points in the win for Devon Dotson. Elsewhere across the country, number 6, North Carolina defeats Alabama 76-67 in Atlantis. 23 points in a losing effort for the Crimson Tide. The Heels now 5-0, the number 6 team in the nation. One other final score from across the top 25. Number 7 Virginia improves to 7-0. They defeat Maine 46-26. Yes, you heard me correctly. 46-26. That's not a first half final. That is a game final. The Cavs improve to 7-0. They win by 20. One other matchup of top 25 schools later on in Atlantis, number 11 Oregon against number 13 Seton Hall. We'll take a quick break on the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Courtside Show. When we come back, we'll hear from Tom Crean and get you ready for tip-off between Georgia and Chaminade. Right after this on the pregame show.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
Everybody knows that peanuts are the state crop of Georgia. But did you know that Georgia farmers contribute nearly $75 billion to the state's economy each year? That's not peanuts. Those billions are why Georgia Farm Bureau cultivates farmers by promoting agriculture and offering access to benefits that save families money, like home and auto insurance. You can join online for just a few bucks a year. Peanuts.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In your heart, you know it's time to get your hip repaired. You need knee surgery, but don't want it to be too invasive. You're looking for a new approach to the arthritis pain you've had for so long. At Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, we're dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility, which is why we offer personalized care from elite joint and arthritis doctors who place an emphasis on rapid recovery that can have you home within hours of surgery. Learn more at northside.com/orthopedic. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
Hey, Bulldog fans, it's time to visit Swifty Car Wash. Everyone feels better in a clean car, and we have a special offer for you. Join any Swift Pass Unlimited Wash Club for just $4.99 the first month. Unlimited washes, VIP lanes, earn a free month for every referral. Score on every drive at Swifty Car Wash. See store for details. Find all locations at swiftycarwash.com. Swifty Car Wash, the official car wash of UGA Athletics.
You're listening to Georgia Basketball. Now time for your all-access trip inside the Dogs' locker room and a visit with the head coach, Tom Crean. With Coach Crean, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back to Maui. Final game for the Bulldogs here in the Maui Invitational as the Dogs take on Chaminade here tonight. And Coach Tom Crean is with us. This interview is brought to you by UPS, working together to achieve great things like the Bulldogs. That's problem solving. Visit UPS.com to learn more. Official logistics partner of Georgia Athletics. Coach, final game, as we said, final game. What have you learned about your team in this tournament so far?
Well, I think the biggest thing, we've had 4 halves of basketball, and 3 halves weren't anything close to what we need to be, and one was very good. And we've got to learn from that. I mean, we cannot put ourselves in holes. We got off to a good start yesterday in the Michigan State game, and then we let our guard down. But we turned it up in the second half, and they learned a lot there. But we've got to be on a quick pace. Anthony has to push the ball, throw it ahead. Severe has to push the ball, throw it ahead. We got to rim run. We got to get out and play. We got to keep being more aggressive defensively like we were in the second half. So when you go through experiences like this where the competition is so much more ratcheted up and the intensity level is ratcheted up, you got to learn how to apply it. And I thought we did that yesterday in the second half.
What were your personal feelings about what you witnessed in that final 20 minutes against Michigan State?
I liked a lot of the stuff that I saw, the way the ball was moving. I mean, Anthony made some, I liked that there were some tough shots, but they were pretty fundamentally sound in the way that he released the ball, the way that he went straight up. Got to continue to attack. I like the 14 deflections. I like the way we got out and ran. I like the fact that we were pretty good defensively and we changed to the zone, and that seemed to bother Michigan State. I like that we're able to do that. We had 4 freshmen on the floor through a lot of that run. So we just got guys that have never been through any of this, and we have some that have, but we have a lot that haven't, and they've just got to learn how to deal with it and learn how to make things happen.
What did you see that triggered that kind of play yesterday in the second half?
Well, I think that Anthony came in with a defensive mindset. We gave him the Cassius Winston matchup, and he was doing a pretty good job early on. We let down, like I said, our guard in the first half after getting, it was where the game was close, and we got down. But he came in with the right mindset, and he came in with the right triggers. And I think when you got into the second half, and we just got a couple things to go for us, and it kind of created more energy. The next big thing for him is going to be he can't let his offense, like all young players, they can't let their offense, really, like most college players, you can't let your offense dictate how hard you're going defensively. But he caught fire, our team caught fire, there was a lot of good things that happened inside of it.
What do you want to see from your guys tonight, and what does Chaminade look like?
Well, I want to see them respond. I mean, it's we got to play, right? Like when you're a winning player, you're here to play. I mean, you're here to win. When you're just a guy that plays, sometimes you can take it or leave it, and we can't have that, right? Like so many young players just play to play, and you're at this level to win, right? And that's what we've got to really understand. We got to get our break going. We've got to do a good job of playing, moving our feet. They're going to drive us hard. Try to get to the foul line. We've got to do a good job of using our length, verticality, but get out and play on the break, and when it's not there, run some really solid offense. But we got to be really good on the glass as well.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck in this last game.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, that's Coach Tom Crean. Georgia and Chaminade coming up. We'll give you the starting lineups right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
We're getting you in the zone.
Brought to you by AutoZone.
Kiss off the glass, good whistle and a foul. Edwards, two-handed dunk, beautiful dig from Rayshaw.
Need to get the job done fast? AutoZone can help. Visit AutoZone.com and start the job with free next-day delivery or free same-day store pickup.
Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
Alley-oop lob and a one-handed jam. Avanza Intrumese.
This is Bulldogs basketball.
Did you know that 1 in 8 Americans struggle with hunger? Yet more than 40% of the food we produce is thrown out. At Kroger, we know we can do something about this. We're donating more food to local food banks through our partnership with Feeding America. And we're working with World Wildlife Fund to end food waste. But we can't do it alone, and we hope you'll join us in creating a world with zero hunger and zero waste. Visit thekrogerco.com to learn how you can help.
Off-season for Georgia fans? Yeah, right. We show our team spirit year-round. Now with a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions, you can go Dogs wherever you go. And with Regions Next Step tips and tools, you and your Visa check card can go further. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, and we know greatness is in the grind. To learn more, visit Regions.com/Go Dogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The holidays are back again, which means it's time to hit the road home. Whether you're racing along winding highways in the Agile 3 Series, conquering terrain in the versatile X3, or just cruising a few blocks to your parents' house in the luxurious X5, the journey should be full of joy. That's the road home, and it begins now. Hurry in at the BMW Road Home Sales Event and take advantage of exceptional offers. Now through December 2nd. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs.
Hi, welcome to this ad for Subway Delivery. How do you want it?
I'll take the home meditation, please.
Ah, very blissful.
The path to fulfill your inner stomach, man. First, align your body with the sofa. Open your mind and order from Subway.com/delivers. Open your door to your delivery order. Open your mouth to a tasty footlong from Subway. All right.
Delivery available in selected areas. See Subway.com/delivers for details.
Commit to the G.
He reverses and lays it up and in. Down the line. Oh, my goodness. He split the D. Open two-handed dunk. Jordan to the right. Yeah. It falls in there. Hangs on the iron and goes.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to live play-by-play coverage of Dogs basketball. Georgia Basketball is brought to you by Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs, and by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Now, alongside Chuck Dowdle, let's go courtside and join the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back to the Lahaina Civic Center, getting ready for Georgia and Chaminade, the first ever meeting between these two schools. And let's give you the starting lineups for this matchup. Both of these teams looking for their first victory here in this three-day event. Both teams 0-2 and thus far, and dropping into the consolation bracket. Georgia's starting five tonight for head coach Tom Crean in his second season at the helm at Georgia, record of 15-23 in his 2 seasons, this being the second at UGA. His 20th season overall as a head coach, his record 371-254. The Bulldogs are 4-2 coming into tonight's contest. The starting five for the Bulldogs will feature Donnell Gresham, 6'2", 195-pound graduate transfer from St. Paul, Minnesota. He played his college ball previously at Northeastern University in Boston. He is averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds per contest. Anthony Edwards, the star from yesterday's second half, 6'5", 225, a freshman from Atlanta. He's Georgia's leading scorer, averaging 20 points per ball game, 5.5 rebounds. He's also Georgia's three-point shooting leader. 14 of 40, 35% on threes thus far. He leads the team in steals, also 15 steals, second in assists with 18. He had 37 points in the 8-point loss to Michigan State yesterday. Tyree Crump is a 6'1 senior from Bainbridge, Georgia. He's averaging just under 10 points per ball game and to go with 2.5 rebounds per game as well. Still looking to find that smooth stroke on his three-point shooting. Rayshawn Hammonds and Amanze Ngumeze will round out Georgia's starting five. Hammonds, a 6'9", 235-pound junior from Norcross, second leading scorer on the team with 14.5 points per game, and the leading rebounder for this club, 8.7 boards per contest. And Ngumeze will round out the starting five, 6'9", 235-pound sophomore from Savannah, Georgia, averaging 6.5 points and 2.3 rebounds per contest. For the Silver Swords of Chaminade, 2-2 on the year. Their head coach is Eric Bovaird in his 9th season in Honolulu. His starting five tonight will be Roman Young, a 5'11 redshirt junior guard. He's a junior college transfer from Wichita, Kansas. Elliot Donnelly, a 6'6 senior from Yokosuka, Japan. He's averaging 8 points, 5.5 rebounds per contest. Andre Arissel is a 6'2 senior. He's a junior college transfer from Northampton, England. Tyler Cartano, he's the guy who likes to shoot on this team, 6'6", 205, redshirt senior from Newport Park, California. Yesterday's game, he fired up 16 shots, hitting only 4. Previous game against Kansas, he was 7 of 13 for 17 points. And their starting five will be rounded out by Kendall Small, a 6-foot guard, a senior transfer from 2 schools. Most recently, the University of the Pacific. Prior to that, he played for 1 season at Oregon, but was redshirted with the Ducks. He is from Lakewood, California. Those are your starting lineups tonight. We'll come back with our keys to the game and the opening tap and get this one underway. Georgia and Chaminade coming up on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Recover better with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
At Georgia Power, we believe our lake should be filled with water, not trash. That a healthy honeybee population will pollinate a healthier environment. That building homes is just as important as powering them. That's why we believe what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy. Visit georgiapower.com/community.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Recover better with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
We all like to shop local, whether it's your neighborhood barber, your favorite coffee shop, or your local farmer's market. That's why I'm proud to be a member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for 85 years with one simple goal, banking on purpose. Whether they are saving you money or supporting the people, places, and teams we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. Get started today with a low-rate credit card from Georgia's Own or visit their website at georgiasown.org to learn more. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA.
At PT Solutions Physical Therapy, we're proud to be an official partner of UGA. In sports, getting to the next level takes lots of talent and lots of work. At PT Solutions, we believe that every young athlete deserves the opportunity to chase his or her dream. That's why you'll find our therapists and trainers on the fields and sidelines at every level, helping athletes stay healthy and be at their best. We hope you'll visit us at over 40 Georgia locations or at ptsolutions.com.
Starting lineups being announced here at the Lahaina Civic Center for Georgia and Chaminade. And before we get to our forward keys to the game, let's pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Our keys to the game are presented by the Ford F-150. Ford has a tradition building generations of tough, legendary trucks like the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. For great offers, visit your local Ford dealer today. Now here's Chuck with our keys to a Georgia victory.
All right, Scott, the first one's pretty simple. We have got to get our heads right, and I mean they've got to get right quickly. This is Chaminade we're facing. You probably hadn't heard a lot about them, probably haven't read a lot about them, but let me tell you this. They can't beat us, but we can lose to them. And that's what you need to understand if you're a Georgia Bulldog. So we've got to have our heads on right facing this D2 squad. 2, we learned a lot about ourselves in that huge rally against third-ranked Michigan State yesterday. Now we have to prove that we can carry that to the next day. You can't be like Chuck Dowdle in college where you learned something one day and forgot it the next, okay? You got to bring what we learned yesterday. We got to bring it to the floor today and remember the lessons that we learned so we can continue to grow in that area. Our freshmen can play, but they've got to remember what they learned here yesterday. And then finally, let's leave this island on an upbeat. It's a 4,400-mile trip home, but if we can get out of here with a win tonight, it'll seem a lot more like that drive from Athens to Statham.
Well, you're right about that. Always going out with a win makes you feel a lot better. Our tip is coming up. It's brought to you by Northside Hospital, proudly welcoming the Gwinnett Health System to its family of care. With more than 3,500 doctors and 5 hospitals, your Northside has now expanded services in maternity, orthopedic, surgery, cardiovascular, cancer, and more. Visit them at northsidegwinnett.com. Our officials tonight, Patrick Evans, Ray Perrone, and Sean Lehigh. Amanzi Ngumezi in the center circle for Georgia. Elliott Donley in the circle for Chaminade. There's the toss and the tip controlled by Georgia, and we are underway in Maui once again. The Dogs with some throwback black uniforms tonight as the designated visiting team. And Chaminade all in white, a little bit of blue trim. From nearby Oahu in Honolulu. Here's Hammond straight away three-pointer. That won't go. Crump fights for the rebound. His putback is off the iron. And the miss is collected by Chaminade, and here come the Silver Swords up the floor. They're going to take a deep three left wing. That's going to bounce a couple of times on the rim. No good. And Edwards gets the rebound, pulls it down, and fires it up ahead into the front court for the Dogs to Hammonds on the left wing. Tight man-to-man defense by the Silver Swords. Amanzi Ngumezi, jump hook on the left side of the lane, won't go. Dogs with a rebound, feed it down low to Gresham, and he puts it up and in right under the basket.
Yeah, Hammonds with that short pass, and it was a hard one at such a short distance. Donnell Gresham did a great job, though.
Kendall Small answers with a quick running finger roll right to the rim. Good for Chaminade, and they have their first points of the ball game. Small at 6 feet. Got by his man, the defender, and took it all the way to the rim. We're tied at 2 here, just underway in Maui. Off balance three. No, that's a 2 by Edwards. Falling towards the Chaminade bench on the far side of the floor is good for Anthony Edwards. He has his first points of the contest. Here's Small again, off one leg, bank shot, left wing, won't go. Rebound, Georgia, long pass up the floor to Crump. Crump runs into traffic, scoop layup, won't go. Tyree gets his own miss, puts it back up and in right under the bucket.
Now that was good effort by Tyree Crump because his first one wouldn't go. He had a defender on him. He had to fight through the defender to get the rebound and go back up with it.
Straight away long 2 by Chaminade is off target by Roman Young. Long pass up the floor is intercepted by the Silver Swords. Chaminade in white, they bring it back the other way. Kick it into the right corner, up the right wing, near side pass, wide open 3, good by Roman Young, 5'11", redshirt junior guard from Wichita, Kansas. Makes it a 6-5 contest, Georgia by 1.
Boy, they moved it beautifully and found the open man, and I mean wide open.
Crump to Gresham, high left wing. The graduate transfer holds, got a screen from Amanze, fires a 3, off target to the right, no good. Rebound down to Small for Chaminade. Kick out, right side. The corner 3 is good by Arissel. And Chaminade with an 8-6 lead now. Dogs with the ball. Grisham has his pocket pick. Knocked it out of his hands. The guy that just hit the 3. Got the steal. Here's to Small down the lane. We strip as he's going to the basket. He jumped in the air and we knocked the ball out of his hands. I think Hammond's got a hand on it for the Dogs. So a deflection for Georgia, and it'll be Chaminade's basketball. They lead 8-6 with 17:09 to play here in half number 1. And we're going to get Severe Wheeler into the ball game. Donnell Gresham will go to the bench. Severe, 5'10" freshman from Houston, Texas. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the Michigan State game yesterday. Inbounds play to Tyler Cartano. Fadeaway 2 on the left baseline is good. And the Silver Swords lead it 10-6, but not for long. Here's Hammonds gliding along the baseline. Reverse lay-in good for Rayshawn.
Scott, that's the kind of move and score you see Rayshawn do, and you just shake your head and go, why can't we see that more often? That was just that was NBA quality.
Swords lead the Dogs by 2. Here's Aerosol. Driving, running layup attempt is no good. And the Dogs get the rebound, and Chaminade will foul in the backcourt. And the Dogs will inbound it in front of our bench.
We talked about Anthony Edwards yesterday. How about Severe Wheeler yesterday with the show he put on? He was tough to guard.
He was indeed. He had that season-high 5 rebounds as well, the 4 assists. We cut down our turnovers from that first game against Dayton, who lost today to Kansas, by the way, in overtime of the championship game. But what a contest that was. This place was packed and loud as Amanze Ngumeze called for the travel in the lane. Turns it over. And we'll come back the other way and play some defense. Chaminade with a basketball. They'll trot it up the floor with Kendall Small, former Oregon and University of the Pacific transfer. He's guarded by Wheeler. Cartano pops out, takes a feed head of the key, sets a screen on the far side of the floor for Telly Davenport. Chaminade working it around. Shot clock's down to 7. Now it's at 6. They make another pass. Shot fake. Cartano had it knocked away from behind. Ball is loose. Floater with 1 second on the clock is off the iron. No good. Crump got the rebound. Up ahead to Wheeler. Bounce feed baseline. Hammonds on the right side. Kick it to Tyree. Long 2. Good from the corner. Not a 3, but a 2 by Crump. Backdoor feed blocked off the backboard by Anthony Edwards. That was an easy lay-in, and Edwards recovered. Long outlet pass to Hammonds. We got behind the defense and laid it up and in with Rayshawn.
Dogs with a great run out that time off the block shot by Edwards.
12-10. Dogs regain the lead. Boy, if you blink, you're going to miss something here tonight.
That's fine as long as Georgia's doing it that way, which is great defense. Then the perfect transition game and the easy hoop on the other end.
Ball out of bounds will be the dead ball, and the media timeout for the first time in this ball game. 15-17 to go. Here in half number 1, Georgia leading Chaminade in the consolation bracket by a score of 12-10. Back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Off season for Georgia fans? Yeah, right. We show our team spirit year-round. Now with a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions, you can go Dogs wherever you go. And with Regions' Next Step tips and tools, you and your Visa check card can go further. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, and we know greatness is in the grind. To learn more, visit regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
Combining home and auto with State Farm gets you a whole lot covered for less. But this State Farm radio ad gets you this jam covered for free.
Cover it all, but nothing at all. I want my premiums to fall by combining policies for home and auto. Cover it all. And
for more coverage, visit statefarm.com. You've been ignoring that knee pain during your morning run. You have a lot of questions about that concussion from the soccer game. That shoulder pain you've been feeling playing tennis is now chronic. At Northside Sports Medicine, we know you don't have to be a pro to be an athlete, which is why we give you access to treatment, technology, and an elite team of sports medicine doctors dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility. Call 1-855-NH-SPORT today so you can get back in the game. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Along with Chuck Dowdle, Scott Howard back here in the Lahaina Civic Center in Maui for the final game for Georgia, the Maui Invitational. Tony Schiavone is our on-site producer engineer, and Tim Hackett is in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Chuck, we've got a small sample size to play with, but what'd you see in that first 4 minutes?
Well, what I see is Chaminade's going to have one area where they're really going to have a tough time matching up with us is on the glass. We've already out-rebounded them 9-2. You know, we're not even 5 minutes into this game. But look, they can shoot. They can definitely shoot the basketball. They can shoot the three, so we're going to have to be wary of that. But if Georgia continues to play good defense and get those good runouts, the quick runouts, that great transition on that last possession, led to the easy, too, for Ray Hammonds. And we got to keep that kind of offensive intensity going here.
Dogs get Rodney Howard, a 6'11 freshman, into the ball game. Amanzi Ngumeze stays on the bench after the timeout. Crump and Hammonds, Wheeler, and Edwards are 5 on the floor now to join Rodney. 12-10, Dogs lead by 2, 15-17 to go in the first half. Georgia's possession. The Dogs looking to inbound against full court pressure by Chaminade. We throw it into Anthony Edwards. Now their defense retreats. And we hand it off in the front court now to Wheeler. And we'll run our offensive set, double pick at the top of the key for Wheeler right down the lane. It beautifully executed. Wheeler with a running layup good. A double pick. Opened it wide open, or set it wide open lane down the in the paint for Severe Wheeler for an easy layup. Cartano gets in deep in the semicircle and just rolls it up and in. Not much defense there by Georgia. Tyler Cartano, 6'6 redshirt freshman, scores right in front of the basket for Chaminade. It's 14-12. Edwards, long three, left wing, won't go. Rebound tapped, controlled by Rayshawn Hammonds. Lobs a pass to Wheeler, back to Rayshawn. Fouled at the rim, they don't call it. He missed a dunk. We get the offensive board from Howard. And they call a foul on Chaminade on the second attempt. Yeah. I thought Georgia was retreating. Thought they were going to whistle Georgia for a foul.
And I got to tell you something. I didn't see the fouls. I just saw Rodney kind of stick the ball on the glass. I thought that was a weird-looking shot. But the reason he did that was because he got fouled.
Howard for 2 foul shots. He misses his first free throw opportunity. Now just 3 for 11 for the season. He was 2 for 2 against Michigan State yesterday. His only points of the contest.
He banked both of those.
Might want to go back to that.
Well, let's see if he tries it.
Can't hurt, right? 14-12, Georgia. Missed that one off the right side of the iron.
But it did bank.
It banked down.
It just didn't go in.
To Chaminade. They got the rebound. 14-12, Dogs by 2. Swords work on the right side of the floor. Cross-court pass. They shove it into the left corner quickly. Now back the other way. In front of the Dogs bench. Here's Davenport, jump stop at the foul line. They feed Awet. He drives through the basket and misses the shot. The Dogs take away the rebound with Hammonds. Bill Awet on an angle. Tried to score at close range, couldn't get there. Dogs with the possession, far right end of the floor from our broadcast position. Back on the foul line across from the Georgia bench.
Coach Green wants them set up and run that offense.
There's Howard left of the lane. Spin move to the baseline. Defense switched into a double team, and Howard called for a travel.
Yeah, he picked up. he set his pivot foot, and then he picked it up. That's a really easy call for an official.
That would be against the rules, yes. 14-12, Dogs by 2. The Silver Swords from Honolulu bring it into the front court. They're all in white. The Dogs are in black tonight. One game to follow here in this event. That'll be Virginia Tech and BYU after this one. Chaminade works it around the perimeter. Here's Awet into the paint. Lost the ball, rolls out to Cartano. He's going to attack. He runs into 3 black shirts. They kick it out for a 3, and that's good from Aerosol, and it's 15-14 as he sprays one in from the left wing. Dogs trail by a point. Tumani Kamara's in the ball game. He's got the ball on the post. Ty Fagan's in as well. They're playing catch on the right side of the floor. Kamara drives, misses, gets his own rebound on the weak side, puts it back. That's no good. Whistle and a foul. 2 shots coming for the freshman Tumani Kamara. 6'8", 220-pound freshman from Brussels, Belgium. 5 of 9 at the line thus far this season. 4 points, 4 rebounds against the Spartans of Michigan State in yesterday's game. Left-handed shooter, free throw on the way, and it's good.
I got to tell you, Scott, just an example of how Coach Green is bringing his team along. You seldom see fewer than 3 freshmen at a time, true freshmen at a time, on the floor for Georgia, and occasionally you'll see 4 or even 5.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of choice, He's got 9 freshmen.
That's true.
And they've got to get some playing time as Kamara hits the free throw. 16-15 now. Georgia with a 1-point lead. And an offensive foul. Had to step out of bounds.
Yeah, he
stepped out on the sideline.
He had the foot out of bounds when he caught the ball.
That was on Chaminade, so they turn it over. Kevin Creamer's in the ball game now for the home team, the Swords. 6'6" redshirt freshman, transfer from Utah, getting his first minutes here tonight. Dogs work on the offensive end. Fagan to Kamara, left baseline, through a double team, running layup, good. Tumani.
How about that
quickness? Split the D and scored.
How about that quickness on the baseline?
That was nice. 18-15, Dogs by 3. Chaminade dribbles it across the foul line, kicks it into the left corner to Aerosol. Up the wing, it goes to Small. They're working around into the right corner now in front of the Georgia bench. That was Creamer who held it for a moment. They go back there, that same spot. It's Roman Young for 3, and it's good. Not sure what happened to our defense on Roman Young that time because it wasn't there.
Georgia's defense got a little lost.
18-18.
Chaminade moves the ball very quickly. Very quickly.
Gresham's back in for the Dogs, the graduate transfer. He flips it over to Kamara. He'll hand it off to Fagan on the left side of the floor to Severe Wheeler. One-handed bounce pass on the run, down low into the post, and a whistle and a foul on Chaminade. And they got Creamer on that one. And that'll stop the clock with 11:39 to go. We'll get another media timeout. Tied at 18, Georgia and Chaminade and Maui back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit Piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
We all like to shop local, whether it's your neighborhood barber, your favorite coffee shop, or your local farmer's market. That's why I'm proud to be a member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for 85 years with one simple goal, banking on purpose. Whether they are saving you money or supporting the people, places, and teams we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. Get started today with a low-rate credit card from Georgia's Own or visit their website at georgiasown.org to learn more. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA.
You know, growing up in a coffee family is no different than growing up in any other family, except that we all kind of share one affinity, and that's for a great tasting cup of coffee.
Matt Siraj, 4th generation owner, Community Coffee.
I believe people can taste the difference family makes. It's a fullness in the mouth. It's a flavor impression that follows all the way through until 30 seconds after that sip of coffee. It's that rich, smooth flavor that you find in Community Coffee.
Our family story continues at communitycoffee.com.
Hey, Georgia fans, when you need to see a game, you need to head to StubHub. Whether you want to sit courtside or score a bird's-eye view, StubHub is the best place to grab 100% verified tickets. And StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there.
Make no mistake about this, Scott, that right now what's keeping the Silver Swords in this game is their three-point shooting. They're 4 out of 5 behind the arc, hitting 80% from the three-point land. And right now that's got them in this thing.
Georgia's opponents this season actually are shooting the three better than we are at 37, almost 38%. Coming into tonight, we've given up 55 threes and 146 attempts. Georgia just shooting 32% as a team from three-point range this season.
Which isn't horrible.
No, it could be better,
yeah,
but it's not horrible. Dogs on the offensive end. Wheeler almost left the basketball. Fagan dropped it off to him on a dribble handoff, but it was just bouncing a couple of times before Sevier got to it. Wheeler going to catch and shoot a three. Good, he stripped it. Sevier doesn't hit a lot of threes, but he hit that one.
Well, he hit one yesterday. I think it was his first of the season, and then he turns around and hits this one. And now he steals.
They turn it over. Sevier going to take it to the rack. High off the glass, won't go. They rebound the miss, and then Georgia fouls. That Sevier Wheeler 3 seconds ago, brought to you by Scana Energy. 21-18, it gave the Dogs a 3-point lead. Then the Dogs commit the foul there on the run-out. Chaminade will inbound the basketball, bring it up the length of the floor, right to left, here in the Lahaina Civic Center. Chaminade with the possession. Overhead pass comes off the right wing to the top of the key. Now it's Kendall Small, fakes the pass right, looks inside, keeps it out on the perimeter. They'll come this way for a three. Andre Aerosol, he's a 36% three-point shooter, the best on the team. He hit another one right there to tie the game at 21. That's his second of the contest, and they've got 4 in the game now.
They got 5 in the game.
5 in the game, thank you very much. Sevier Wheeler around a screen from Kamara, dribbles into traffic, lost the handle, picked up by Fagan, reverse lay-in, good. Ty cleaned up the mess there, unless that was a bounce pass that didn't look like one by Sevier Wheeler.
You phrased it perfectly. He cleaned up the mess.
23-21 Dogs. Fagan with his first points of the contest. Chaminade on the offensive end. They may have gotten away with a travel there, but no whistle. Spin move down the lane. Shot blocked by Georgia. Long pass to Christian Brown. Two-handed slam on the other end. Christian Brown. And then a steal. And then a travel. Wow. The ball came through the net after the dunk, and Chaminade with a quick inbound, and they threw it right to Christian Brown. He stole it.
He had just dunked it.
He had a second earlier.
He hadn't had time to go back down the floor.
And then he ended up traveling after he got the steal, so he turned it back over. It's 25-21 Georgia. That was a quick exchange and a lot happening in a short span of time. Silver Swords on the offensive end now. Here's Cartano, long three, almost wedged it between the rim and the backboard, left side of the iron. Dogs rebound the miss. Edwards back in. He feeds it up ahead to Amanzi and Gomeze along the baseline. Reverse lay-in, good for Amanzi, his first points in the last 2 games. 27-21. Dogs on a little bit of a run here. Silver Swords on the far side of the floor. Behind the back, bounce feed to Cartano, filling the lane. His layup attempt around the rim and good. That was a nice play by The Swords, 6 points for Tyler Cartano now. It's 27-23, Georgia. Edwards holds, looks down low, nothing there, gives it to Wheeler, curling around on the right wing. Between the circles, drive to the left, screened by Brown, can't use it. Brown has the ball now. He's going to shoot a three as he falls down. He may have slipped. He missed the three, and it's rebounded by Chaminade. They were throwing an alley-oop to the backboard, and they throw it out of bounds. It never got to – the alley part was good, but the oop part was more oops than oop.
Yeah, in fact, it was right down the alley.
They threw it out of bounds. 8:44 to go. Tony, you're killing me. Tony's actually watching the game tonight, so he's actually into it. 27-23. Georgia by 4, and we'll inbound it with Edwards and Crump. And it'll be Anthony that'll take it into the front court. Above the logo from left to right, he walks it into the front side. Georgia with a 4-point lead. 19 on the shot clock. Edwards not concerned with that. Fadeaway 2, left of the lane, won't go. Rebound to Chaminade. Swords push it up in a hurry. Attack from the right corner in the lane. There's Cartano trying to fill the lane again. The handoff, and they call for traveling. They turn it over quickly. Georgia will get it back. And the Swords will bring defense this time on the inbounds. It'll be Crump receiving the entry from Edwards, and Ant will take it into the front side, far sideline, hand it off to Fagan on the left wing. He'll try to cross the top of the key, give it to Hammonds. He curls down the left side of the lane, running hook with the left hand, around the rim and out, no good. Rebound to Chaminade. Swords jump pass into the left corner along the baseline, and back to Cartano, and the lay-in good, and the foul. Count the basket. I'm not sure if that was Cartano. That was intended for him. There was another guy there, but Cartano intercepted it and laid it up and in. And the foul was on the Dogs. That'll stop the clock. That was on Ngumezi. And it's 27-25 with the clock stopped. 7:58 to go in the first half. 2-point lead for the Dogs. Back after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Did you know that 1 in 8 Americans struggle with hunger? Yet more than 40% of the food we produce is thrown out. At Kroger, we know we can do something about this. We're donating more food to local food banks through our partnership with Feeding America. And we're working with World Wildlife Fund to end food waste. But we can't do it alone, and we hope you'll join us in creating a world with zero hunger and zero waste. Visit thekrogerco.com to learn how you can help.
Ah, the sweet sound of the chapel bell. A time-honored tradition at UGA signifying everything from acing a test to a big Bulldog win. At Ford Motor Company, we have our own tradition, too. Building the best-selling trucks in America, Ford F-Series, 42 years straight. F-150 is built to work smart and play hard. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers on F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs.
From way downtown.
Nice shot, Dad.
Playing basketball with your daughter and missing on purpose. Watch this. These moments make your house home.
Ooh, another brick.
And no one knows that better than Rocket Mortgage. They've simplified the mortgage process so you can focus on what really matters.
How about the best 2 out of 3?
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. Push button, get mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Chuck, I don't know if you know it, but you were in the huddle a few moments ago, and it's brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. Chuck Dowdle in the huddle. Tell us what you learned.
One of the things I learned is we got to get up and down the floor here a little quicker. Obviously,
at the urging of the coaching staff.
Yeah, obviously Chaminade is doing a great job with their up and down the floor offense that is very speedy and doing a good job of protecting the basketball. They've got 5 turnovers. We've got 5. The difference is they've got 8 points off of our 5 turnovers. We've only got 2 points off of their 5. So we got to start to take advantage of it when they turn it over a little bit. And then what we've also got to do is start protecting our basketball when our possession's a little better.
It's a 2-point game right now. 7:58 to go in the first half. Georgia leading 27-25. The Dogs' big lead has been 6. Chaminade had a lead of 4 early on in the contest. And this will be Cartano, 6'6", redshirt senior from California, shooting a free throw for the three-point play. Right-hander missed it, and Ngumeze got the rebound. So they leave a point on the table there. See if Georgia can take advantage of the opportunity. Leading by 2, looking for more. Feed it into Edwards. He posts up, draws a double team. Across the lane on a bounce pass to Ngumeze. Had it knocked out of his hands, out on the wing to Edwards. Down to Crump in the corner. His three won't go. Rebound Fagan for the Dogs. Offensive board and another opportunity. Fagan attacks diagonally through the lane. Won't go. Ngumeze the rebound on the miss. And the putback good.
And a good job by Anthony there following up on Ty's miss. He filled the lane perfectly.
Ngumeze's second basket gives Georgia a 4-point lead, but not for long. Long three on the left wing by Isaac, hyphenated last name, Amaral Arthuri. That's a mouthful. And the Dogs turned it over with Crump on the inside. Tyree tried to hook a pass down into the post, and it was intercepted by the same guy that hit a three just seconds ago.
And then we fouled. I believe it was Ngumeze that reached around behind and tried to punch the ball out. He was successful in doing that, but you reach around behind him, officials are going to call that almost every single time.
I believe they whistled it on Rayshawn.
On Rayshawn?
Yeah. That's his first. 29-28 Georgia. Chaminade with a chance to take the lead here if they convert on this possession. Small dribbles for Georgia, or for Chaminade rather. 6 foot, 190-pound senior guard. Now Awet, who's got 2 fouls, is back in the ball game. He sets a screen for the guy on the far side of the floor. They go deep into the corner to Cartano. Jump pass down the lane to Small, runs into Gresham, tries to lay it up anyway. No good, rolls off the front rim. It's spun down to Hammonds. Dogs feed up ahead to Anthony Edwards. He's going to take it all the way down the lane and lay it up good. Anthony Edwards with his second basket of the ball game. 31-28. Georgia by 3. Swords with the ball. They feed it into Awet down in the semicircle under the basket. He turns and tries to lay it in, threw it up over everything. Edwards rebounds for the Dogs. Quickly up the floor from left to right. Kamara to Gresham. He shoots on the left block. He misses. Rebound down to Georgia, and then a whistle and a foul on the play after the miss.
They get Hammonds or they get Gresham? It's going to be inbound. It's going to be Georgia's ball to inbound. It was not a shooting foul, but boy, both of them were down there scrapping for it.
It was on Telly Davenport for Chaminade. Dogs will inbound. Hammonds to Edwards. A one-handed reception on the inbounds. Dribbles to the right, back to the left. Sidesteps the defender, fires a three, and scores. And there's another Scana Energy three provided by the Ant-Man. Long three attempt by Chaminade. That's off the mark by Cartano on the right wing. Rebound to the Dogs. 34-28, Georgia by 6. We hustle it up the floor and turn it over. Rayshawn Hammonds speeding up the floor, and the Dogs just lost the handle on the ball. We're up 6. Matches our big lead of the game. 34-28. Chaminade attacks from the right side. They drop off a bounce pass to Cartano in the right corner. Stripped away by the Dogs. It'll be the Swords basketball. 17 on the shot clock.
Georgia's playing hard. We're making mistakes with protecting the basketball, particularly in transition. But if we can just tighten that up some, we'll start to pull away from these guys.
5:22 to go in the first half. 34-28 Dogs by 6. Chaminade in white. Dogs all in black tonight. Roman Young with a basketball. Top of the key, it goes to Kendall Small. Left-hand dribble in the lane. His running jumper is blocked by Christian Brown. Taken out of the air by Gresham. Diagonal pass into the front court. Edwards, he's going to take it in. Lay it in off the window. Good. Timeout, Chaminade. They'll use a 30 right here to stop the clock.
That was a perfect example of what I was just talking about. Georgia got it out. Transition game was very fast down the floor with Edwards. He took it right to the rack. Made a great move on the defender there and laid it off the glass.
Dogs on a 7-0 run here over the last minute and a half. Chaminade's missed their last 4 shots as Georgia leads it by 8 now, 36-28. The Bulldogs are shooting a healthy 52% here in the first half, Chuck. 46% for Chaminade.
Listen, we're doing a lot of really good things. I mean, things that you saw yesterday. Like I said, the only thing that I've got to complain about right now is that in our transition, in our speed to get up the floor, we're being careless a little bit with the basketball. And if we'll tighten that up some, this game will be – we can put this game away pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've turned it over 7 times. Chaminade has 5 turnovers. The Swords ready to inbound the basketball after the 30-second timeout. Dogs with Gresham, Edwards, Christian Brown, Tumani Kamara, and Severe Wheeler on the floor. And the Swords will bring it in. Dogs will meet them at half court. Now we'll retreat the defense a little bit deeper inside the three-point arc. Kendall Small to Elliott Donnelly. Fakes the overhead pass down low, keeps it out on the perimeter to Telly Davenport, who didn't play in their game with UCLA yesterday. Here's Aerosol, steps inside the 2, shoots from the left side. He's got a good stroke. He knocks down about a 14-foot two-pointer from the left side.
Tumani was just a shade late, just a step late getting over there.
Aerosol with 11 now. He averages just under 13 a game. It's 36-30. Georgia by 6 with the ball. Anthony Edwards guarded by Small. Got a screen out front. He's wide open now. He'll launch a deep 3. Miss it off the right side of the iron. One-handed rebound. Kamara goes back up. And the ball rolls off his leg, says the official. Out of bounds under the basket. It'll be Chaminade's basketball.
We don't have a good view from here of what happened, but I guess apparently he just lost the handle on it. But normally when you see that, it's because the defender gets his hand in there.
I think he jumped up, and when he was going up, they stripped it out, and it rolled off his thigh and out of bounds. So they touched it, and then it rolled off Tumani. We lead by 6, but Chaminade threatening here to cut into that a little bit. Roman Young to Kendall Small. They're not a big team. Young at 5'11", to Small at 6 feet. He's going to dribble and drive. Missed a high bank shot off the backboard. And a foul is called on Chaminade. They got Elliott Donnelly, the 6'6" senior from Japan.
Yeah, he was going over the back of Tumani Kamara, who had perfect rebounding position. Had done a good job of screening him out.
3:41 to go. We'll jump into the media timeout now with the dead ball foul. Or with the, yes, that's correct. It wasn't a dead ball foul. It was a foul, and now it results in a dead ball. Yeah, I like it when I can explain things to myself. 6-point lead for Georgia.
And the rest of us are
We're almost home, folks.
We're so entertained.
We're almost home. 36-30. Georgia leads Chaminade. Back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At PT Solutions Physical Therapy, we're proud to be an official partner of UGA. In sports, getting to the next level takes lots of talent and lots of work. At PT Solutions, we believe that every young athlete deserves the opportunity to chase his or her dream. That's why you'll find our therapists and trainers on the fields and sidelines at every level, helping athletes stay healthy and be at their best. We hope you'll visit us at over 40 Georgia locations or at ptsolutions.com.
The holidays are back again, which means it's time to hit the road home. Whether you're racing along winding highways in the Agile 3 Series, conquering terrain in the versatile X3, or just cruising a few blocks to your parents' house in the luxurious X5, the journey should be full of joy. That's the road home, and it begins now. Hurry in at the BMW Road Home sales event and take advantage of exceptional offers. Now through December 2nd. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs.
Brought Rocket Mortgage created a simple home buying experience centered on you so you can focus on watching the game with friends and making your house home. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. 36-30, Georgia by 6 with 3:41 to go.
During that timeout, Scott, we had a little entertainment. They had a Georgia fan out there on the floor shooting free throws. It was our good buddy Kevin Price from Athens, and I think Kevin knocked down 9 out of 10. I mean, he looked pretty hot. I mean, that net was scorching.
Hyperbole is your best trait. Dogs with the ball. Out on the perimeter. Anthony fakes the three, zips it over to his left to Wheeler. Back to Edwards, top of the key, 10 to shoot. Severe cross-court one-handed pass to Gresham in the corner. And one official thought that they tipped it out.
And I thought they tipped it when it came across the lane, but I guess not.
Baseline official said it's Chaminade's ball. So the pass was errant, and the Dogs turned it over. Up 6. Silver Swords with the ball. Kamara foul from behind, trying to deny a pass to Elliott Donnelly. Tumani reached through his player and made the contact, committed the foul. Our first half recaps brought to you by Regions. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Georgia shooting 50%. Chaminade at 46%. We've turned it over 9 times. They've got 5. It's a tight ball game, 6-point lead. Christian Brown called for a foul. Again, trying to deny Donnelly the basketball. We ran right through him again, just like Kamara did.
Christian's a great young man, but he's acting like, that was a foul. Yeah, you almost tackled me. That's a foul, Christian.
That's his second foul. He leaves the ball game now. Kamara and, Hammonds and Gresham. And Tumani with a block on the three in the left corner. Taps it into the table, the courtside table here, just to our left. We've got Kamara, Gresham, Crump, Hammonds, and Edwards on the floor. Leading by 6, still 36-30. Chaminade with a possession, under 3 minutes to go in the half. Cartano gives it out to Aerosol between the circles. Now Cartano dribbles straight away against Gresham. Crossover, splits a double team, jumps on one leg, throws it left because he almost traveled, and he threw it right to Edwards. Up ahead to Crump. Tyree driving layup, right hand good.
That was nice, and it was all started by a great defensive play by Anthony Edwards.
38-30. Dogs lead is 8 points. 2:29 to play in the half. Telly Davenport, 6'5", JUCO transfer from Idaho with a floater down the lane. Rolls off the right side of the rim. No good. The rebound picked up by Gresham. Pass into the front court is tipped away by Aerosol for Chaminade. Knocked it away from Edwards and Crump, who are right there in the same vicinity. So we'll inbound, front court, near sideline, down to our right. Edwards wants to get into the Gresham. He has to lob it into the backcourt to do so. Plenty of time on the shot clock. It's at 22 as Gresham gets it through the logo and into the front side again. Pass goes to Hammonds. He'll trot left, hand it off to Edwards. Edwards left-hand dribble down to the baseline, and he dragged the pivot foot, I think. Is it a travel or a charge?
I think it was a travel.
Anthony was concerned that he got called for a charge, but it was a travel, so it's a turnover, not a foul. And that's our 9th or 10th of the ball game. 38-30 Georgia. Swords with the possession. Top of the key, Cartano, 6'6", redshirt senior, in the circle. Overhead bounce pass down low under the basket to Elliott Donnelly. Reverse pivot. He tries to lay it up and in. Ball comes down, and Chaminade got the rebound. And on their second attempt, what happened with that? We commit the foul. Rayshawn Hammonds committed the foul. Not going to be a shooting situation. Officials are saying, we want you to inbound it over here next to the Georgia bench. 6-team foul on Georgia, 6 on Chaminade as well. They throw it into Donnelly under the basket. He turns against Crump, lays it in awkwardly off the glass.
Well, you can't let them get that pass right there at the basket, with no defender between him and the glass.
He really had to strain and contort his body to twist around and put that in off the backboard. But he did so, and it's a 6-point Georgia lead now, 38-32. Minute 15 to go in the first half. Gresham to Kamara on the offensive end. Back to Donnell. Slow lob down to the baseline to Hammonds. 5 to shoot. Back to Kamara. Long 2 with a left hand. Won't go. Rebound tapped out to Tamani. Shovels it with a left hand across the lane to Hammonds, but it's intercepted and stolen away by Chaminade. We turned it over again. And they got a guy behind our defense, Telly Davenport. High-low pass from the top of the key down to Davenport, and he scores on a reverse lay-in to make it a 4-point game.
And once again, that was a turnover that we get punished with the points on the other end.
38-34. 40 seconds to go in the half. Dogs with the possession. Wheeler dribbles with a left hand, hands it off to Gresham. He comes to the near side to Crump, and he'll flip it back to Wheeler. 9 seconds on the clock. Straight away Severe. Moves to his right. Fires to Crump. He's got an opportunity for a 3. Missed it off the back rim. Rebound chased down by 2 of their guys in the right corner. And they can have the final possession of the half if they so desire. It looks like they will. They'll dribble out a good portion of the clock. It's at 13 seconds. It's a 4-point lead for the Dogs, 38-34. Chaminade with 9 seconds to go in the first half. Small crossover dribble, runs through Gresham, throws it to the right. High arching 3 by Aerosol. Finds its way into the bottom of the basket. Good, and the first half will come to an end like that. Well, Aerosol hit a prayer from the right side, and it's a 1-point lead for Georgia at intermission.
That's kind of the way things have gone for us in this tournament, isn't it? The desperation, just throw at the basket, and it goes in for a 3. I will say this, though. Right now for the Dogs, the enemy is us in our protection of the basketball. We're not doing a good job of that. But what they're doing an even better job of, and I'm talking about Chaminade, is taking advantage of our turnovers and getting points themselves.
Andre Aerosol with the 14th point of the half for him. This is the guy who had 18 against Kansas in this tournament a couple of days ago. So he can certainly score, and he can score against good teams. He hits the 3 late to make it a 1-point game at intermission. Georgia 38, Chaminade 37. It's time now for our Georgia Power halftime report. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community, too. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more. Tim Hackett's in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios with the Georgia Power halftime show right now on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In your heart, you know it's time to get your hip repaired. You need knee surgery, but don't want it to be too invasive. You're looking for a new approach to the arthritis pain you've had for so long. At Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, we're dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility, which is why we offer personalized care from elite joint and arthritis doctors who place an emphasis on rapid recovery that can have you home within hours of surgery. Learn more at northside.com/orthopedic. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
Hi, Georgia fans. I'm Scott Howard here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Athens, Georgia, or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Georgia Athletics. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Recover better with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
Hi, welcome to the Subway Fresh Value Meal radio ad. How would you like to hear it?
From a game show host?
All right, let's play.
Thanks, Johnny. Our lucky contestants are playing for a fresh value meal with a 6-inch sub. They'll choose from 6, including a cold cut combo or Black Forest ham, starting at $6 with a 20-ounce drink and chips. Subway, make it what you want.
Fresh value meal sandwiches are prepared in front of you at participating restaurants. Prices and subs included may vary. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. No additional coupons or discounts may be applied.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein, your workout will never go to waste. Recover better with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Georgia Power Halftime Show. The Georgia Power Halftime Report is brought to you by Georgia Power, proud to power the Georgia Bulldogs. Live from the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios, here's your host, Cabell Philpott.
Welcome back inside our Piedmont Healthcare Studios. Tim Hackett in tonight for Cabell Philpott. It's halftime in Maui where Georgia's clinging to a 38-37 lead over Chaminade. Let's take a look around some other scores from across the SEC earlier tonight. In Atlantis in the Bahamas, number 6 UNC defeats Alabama 76-67. Just a 6-point game at the half, but the Heels pulled away late. And frankly, the Heels only outscored the Tide by 3 in the second half as well, but it was enough. 23 points in a losing effort for Alabama, who are now 2-3. In the NIT season tip-off, Ole Miss improves to 5-1. They defeat Penn State, which suffers its first loss of the season. Final score there, 74-72. Penn State was up 16 at the half, but a good comeback from Ole Miss, led by 13 points, 9 boards, 6 assists for KJ Buffin, a double-double, 18 points, 12 boards in the loss for Mike Watkins. Only one other SEC school in action tonight. Northern Iowa improves to 7-1. They defeat South Carolina in the Cancun Challenge 78-72. 26 points for A.J. Green for Northern Iowa. 20 points, 2 assists for A.J. Lawson for South Carolina. That'll do it for us for now. When we come back, we'll take a look around some scores. The top 25 as the Georgia Power Halftime Report continues. This is Georgia basketball from Learfield IMG College.
From way downtown.
Nice shot, Dad.
Playing basketball with your daughter and missing on purpose.
Watch this.
These moments make your house home.
Ooh, another brick.
And no one knows that better than Rocket Mortgage. They've simplified the mortgage process so you can focus on what really matters.
How about the best 2 out of 3?
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. Push button, get mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
At Georgia Power, we believe our lake should be filled with water, not trash. That a healthy honeybee population will pollinate a healthier environment. That building homes is just as important as powering them. That's why we believe what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy. Visit georgiapower.com/community.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The sweet sound of the chapel bell. A time-honored tradition at UGA signifying everything from acing a test to a big Bulldog win. At Ford Motor Company, we have our own tradition too, building the best-selling trucks in America, Ford F-Series, 42 years straight. F-150 is built to work smart and play hard. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers on F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Did you know Georgia is one of the leading producers of pecans in the entire world? That's how hard Georgia farmers work to help cultivate the state's economy. And that's why Georgia Farm Bureau cultivates farmers with agricultural research and assistance programs and access to benefits that save families money, like home and auto insurance. You can join online for just a few bucks a year. So, get cracking.
Halftime from Hawaii, where Georgia leads Chaminade 38-37 at the break. Tim Hackett back here with you from our Piedmont Healthcare Studios. Let's take a look around the top 25 scoreboard. Only one game in action right now. Really good one in the battle for Atlantis. Number 11, Oregon against number 13, Seton Hall. The Ducks 5-0 after beating Houston last week. Seton Hall at 4-1. 7 points early for Chris Duarte, but Seton Hall leads Oregon 14-11. 12 minutes left in the first half. Elsewhere, earlier from Maui, number 3, Michigan State follows up its win over Georgia yesterday by defeating UCLA 75-62. And in the Maui title game, number 4, Kansas claims its third ever Maui championship. They defeat upstart Dayton 90-84. Career high 31 points from Devon Dotson, as well as a career-high 29 points for Udoka Azubuike. Elsewhere in the top 25, number 7 Virginia beats Maine 46-26. Yes, that was a final score. And number 8 Gonzaga improves to 7-0 in Atlantis. They defeat Southern Miss 94-69. That's going to do it for our top 25 scoreboard. We'll head back out to Maui after this as the Georgia Power halftime report continues. This has been Tim Hackett live from the studio. Back out to Scott and Chuck in Maui when we come back. Georgia leading Chaminade by 1 at the half. This is Georgia basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, Georgia fans. I'm Scott Howard here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Athens, Georgia, or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Georgia Athletics.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At PT Solutions Physical Therapy, we're proud to be an official partner of UGA. In sports, getting to the next level takes lots of talent and lots of work. At PT Solutions, we believe that every young athlete deserves the opportunity to chase his or her dream. That's why you'll find our therapists and trainers on the fields and sidelines at every level, helping athletes stay healthy and be at their best. We hope you'll visit us at over 40 Georgia locations or at ptsolutions.com.
Hey, Bulldog fans, it's time to visit Swifty Car Wash. Everyone feels better in a clean car, and we have a special offer for you. Join any Swift Pass Unlimited Wash Club for just $4.99 the first month. Unlimited washes, VIP lanes, earn a free month for every referral. Score on every drive at Swifty Car Wash. See store for details. Find all locations at SwiftyCarWash.com. Swifty Car Wash, the official car wash of UGA Athletics.
It's halftime in Maui. Georgia leading Chaminade by 1 at intermission, 38-37. It's time for our Northside Hospital Impact. Northside Hospital proudly welcomes the Gwinnett Health System to its family of care with more than 3,500 doctors and 5 hospitals. Your Northside now has expanded services in maternity, orthopedics, surgery, cardiovascular, cancer, and more. Visit them at northsidegwinnett.com. And before we get to our first half statistics, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Dogs with a 1-point lead. First half numbers for you. Georgia shoots 48.5% from the field, 17 of 35, 2 of 8 on threes, and just 2 of 4 at the free throw line. Chaminade 15 of 32 from the floor, 47%. They were 7 of 11 on threes and 0 of 1. Missed their only free throw attempt. Georgia's leading scorer is Anthony Edwards, who has 9, also has 6 rebounds. That leads the team. But the leading scorer in the game right now is Andre Aerosol, a 6'2 guard from England. He has 14 points. He's 5 of 9 overall, 4 of 6 on threes. It's a 1-point lead for the Dogs, 38-37. Second half is on the way next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
We're getting you in the zone. Brought to you by AutoZone.
Stolen by Edwards. Shoot time. Timmons. Left-handed jam.
Need to get the job done fast? AutoZone can help. Visit AutoZone.com and start the job with free next-day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The second half is coming up next. This is Bulldogs basketball on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SEC basketball is back on SiriusXM. We've got 24/7 talk and analysis on SiriusXM SEC Radio from hosts like me, Chris Childers, Peter Burns, Pat Bradley, and more, as well as live play-by-play. Listen to your favorite team live for $4 per month as long as you're a student. Subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/SEC Hoops.
Everyone knows the star players on the court, but what about the ones off the court? Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies are calling the shots. They can lend a hand all on their own, whether you're in game day traffic or pivoting into those tight arena parking spots. And when the opposing team's fans suddenly break in front of you, it can even help you stop, so you can keep cheering come game time. Nissan Intelligent Mobility, it's a game changer.
Get to Nissan, a proud partner of the UGA Bulldogs.
Please see owner's manual for important feature information.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Holiday Inn Express wants to let you in on a little secret. Members can now get up to 25% off at holidayinexpress.com during our cyber sale. We'll even throw in free breakfast. Just kidding. Breakfast is always included in your stay at Holiday Inn Express. Book now and save at holidayinexpress.com. Terms apply.
Hi, welcome to this ad for Subway Delivery. How do you want it?
I'll take the home meditation, please.
Ah, very blissful.
The path to fulfill your inner stomach, man. First, align your body with the sofa. Open your mind and order from subway.com/delivers. Open your door to your delivery order. Open your mouth to a tasty footlong from Subway. All right.
Delivery available in selected areas. See subway.com/delivers for details.
We're about ready for second half action here at the Lahaina Civic Center in Maui, along with Chuck Dowdle and producer-engineer Tony Schiavone. I'm Scott Howard. Tim Hackett's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Tonight in for Cabell Philpott. Glad to have him along. And glad to have you along as well. 20 minutes to go before we pack it up and head back home. Georgia hopes it's a fruitful 20 minutes here in the Maui Invitational.
Scott, speaking of which, listen, a big thank you to all these Georgia fans that traveled out here with this team to help support them in this tournament. This is a long way from home. There's expense, time involved, but this is valuable. It's valuable to these players. It meant a lot to them, and it means a lot to this program. So a tip of the hat to all these Dog fans, and well over 130 of them, approaching 150, that traveled out here to support Georgia in Maui.
It's been a good group. It's been a good experience in Georgia's first time here in Maui. This is the 38th Maui Invitational, I believe, and Georgia's first visit. Hopefully not the last.
Well, certainly I hope it's not the last. This was fun. And we had a great time yesterday. Tony Schiavone drove us all around Maui.
Yeah, and almost drove us off a cliff.
Well, that part wasn't fun.
Chaminade with the basketball. First possession of the second half. Cartano takes Hammonds down the lane into the backboard and lays it up and in good. And Cartano's basket will put Chaminade in the lead, 39-38. They finished the half on a 7-0 run over the last 90 seconds, so now a 9-0 run for Chaminade. Here's Gresham trying to halt the run with a three in front of the Georgia bench. That's off the rim, no good. The rebound goes to Roman Young for the Silver Swords. So they lead Georgia now with 19:15 to go in the ballgame. 39-38. Chaminade works out of the right corner along the baseline. They drive with Aerosol. He stepped out of bounds, I believe. He was trying to tightrope it under the basket.
Well, they call traveling, but they call traveling, but I never saw him.
I didn't see that
I
either.
didn't see him pick up his dribble. I don't know where that was.
Well, from this angle, it's tough to see much of anything that deep down far to our right. But they turned it over nonetheless. Georgia a chance to take the lead now as Wheeler drives on the baseline. Loses the handle on the ball. The official says Chaminade knocked it out, so the Dogs will have the possession, 15 on the shot clock. Hammonds and Edwards, Gresham, Ngumeze, and Wheeler to start the second half for the Dogs. Here's Donnell. Waves the ball high in the air, pulls it over. A defender drives inside, misses the lay-in. We get the tap in, though.
Yep. Hammonds tapped it in. He was there to clean it up.
Rayshawn with 6 points now. Dogs with a 1-point lead, 40-39. Silver Swords with the basketball. They go to Elliott Donnelly. Spin move on the left block. High, arcing little short jump shot is good. Donnelly now with 4 points. Averages 8 a game. We get in deep with Ngumeze. Offensive foul. Amanze in the semicircle right under the basket, and he was like a bull in a china shop there as he knocked down Elliott Donnelly. Got called for the foul. First for the Dogs in the half, his second. 41-40. Georgia trails by 1. Ball is loose, picked up in the front court by Wheeler, and he's going to drive and beat his man to the basket. Layup good. Severe Wheeler got to that loose ball in the half court and took it to the rack and laid it in, and that's your Swifty Car Wash Express play of the game.
Well, Severe stole it. He tapped it free, then got to it.
Chaminade on the far right end of the floor. Lob pass underneath the basket from Kendall Small, the guard, to Donnelly. Went out of bounds. They're saying a foul on Georgia. They turned it over, but the foul will negate the turnover as the Dogs commit the violation.
Who they call it on?
I couldn't hear the PA guy, and I didn't see the foul, unfortunately. Chaminade turns it over. Actually, they missed the shot. We rebound with Rayshawn Hammonds, who will take it coast to coast. Spin move, lay in good on the other end of the floor. And Chaminade quickly into the front court to our right. 3 ball by Aerosol, around the rim and out, no good. Rebound Ngumeze. Long lob pass up ahead to Edwards. He attacks, running right down the lane, and will roll it in around the rim and good, and draw contact. He got fouled. He'll get a 3-point opportunity for Anthony Edwards.
Scott, that was another beautiful example of things that Anthony Edwards can do. He started up, to make the move towards the basket. The defender started to react to it. Anthony pulled it back down, but continued to float. Drew the foul, then laid it in. So now he's going to the line for the 3-point play.
Free throw to come for the 6'5 freshman from Atlanta. Right-hander puts it up in and rolls it over the iron. Good. He's got a dozen points. He is Georgia's leading scorer, the only player in double figures.
Scoreboard's wrong. I think this is the right score.
This one? 47-41?
Yeah.
Chaminade scores deep inside.
Yeah, now they've got it 47-43. They got it right.
3 ball by Edwards. Almost an air ball. I think it barely nicked the left side of the rim. Comes down to Chaminade. So the Silver Swords with the basketball. Kendall Small pushes it up against Edwards. Into the corner. Runs by the defender. Help defense. Not much help. Tyler Cartano attacks down the baseline. Running lay-in is good for Cartano. He's got a dozen.
And they can't get the score right. Now they got it right on the scoreboard.
47-45 is apparently the correct score. Georgia by 2 with the ball. Hammonds dribbles inside the foul line in the paint area. Turns and shoots with the left hand. Left it short off the front rim. Rebounded by the 6'8 Awet. Here's Cartano. Bumped on the other end by Kamara, but didn't seem to bother him. He just kind of fades with the contact and banks it in off the right side. He's got 14 points, and we're tied at 47. Division II Chaminade giving the Dogs fits here in our last game of the Maui Invitational. Wheeler with a dribble on the left wing. Lob pass tipped and stolen by the Silver Swords. They're off and running alley-oop. They catch it on the right side, low under the rim by Cartano, and he lays it up and in off the glass.
Well, the Dogs have lost their intensity entirely. Another turnover, another quick run out by the Silver Swords that they convert into points. This was the same problem we were having in the first half.
49-47. The Swords lead the Dogs with a timeout. We call it 15:50 to go in the game. Down by 2 on the Bulldog Sports Network.
infrastructure. Have you really stopped to think about what that means to you? Airports, hospitals, education, and economic centers, all built to elevate our lives. But who builds them? The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613, believes we should be those people. It's why we train 5 years in the heat, the cold, day or night, rain or shine. We create a better life for everyone. IBEW Local 613, everyday people committed to building an extraordinary world.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of UGA football, and every Dogs fan deserves to save money. Get fired up about our low natural gas rates and switch to Scana Energy by calling 877-GO-SCANA or visiting scanaenergy.com. Between the hedges and beyond, Scana Energy is a winning play. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com to start saving on your natural gas today.
(49-47). Chaminade leading Georgia here with 15:50 to go in the contest. Maui Invitational, final game for both of these teams. As Chaminade lost to Kansas and then UCLA, Georgia dropping games to Dayton and Michigan State to reach this point. Scana Energy is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. For every three-point shot made by the Dogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. The Dogs not taking a lot of threes today. We've hit 2 of 10. We're down 2 right now, but a chance to make that up as we've got the possession when time comes back in. Christian Brown, Anthony Edwards down far to our right, waiting to inbound the ball to Monty Kamara, Tyree Crump, and Ty Fagan. Guys on the other end of the floor for the Dogs.
We have not seen Mike Peake in this game. He's been playing pretty well for Georgia, and I'm kind of surprised that he hadn't gotten any minutes so far.
Peake and Jaquan Walton have not seen the floor tonight. Here's Edwards driving in on an angle from the right. Floater with one hand. They call an offensive foul on Anthony. That's the first foul, I believe, on Edwards. And that is his first and the team's second.
Now we're going to have a little bit of a pause while they clean up some wet spots underneath that basket.
Well, that'll be the regular media timeout. We called one a few moments ago. Now it will be the under-16 media timeout, so we'll pause with them. It's 49-47. Chaminade leading Georgia. Timeout. Back to Maui after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ah, the sweet sound of the chapel bell. A time-honored tradition at UGA signifying everything from acing a test to a big Bulldog win. At Ford Motor Company, we have our own tradition, too. Building the best-selling trucks in America, Ford F-Series, 42 years straight. F-150 is built to work smart and play hard. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers on F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The holidays are back again, which means it's time to hit the road home. Whether you're racing along winding highways in the Agile 3 Series, conquering terrain in the versatile X3, or just cruising a few blocks to your parents' house in the luxurious X5, the journey should be full of joy. That's the road home, and it begins now. Hurry into the BMW Road Home sales event and take advantage of exceptional offers. Now through December 2nd. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs.
Hi, welcome to the Subway Fresh Value Meal radio ad. How would you like to hear it?
From a game show host?
All right, let's play.
Thanks, Johnny. Our lucky contestants are playing for a fresh value meal with a 6-inch sub. They'll choose from 6, including a cold cut combo or Black Forest ham, starting at $6 with a 20-ounce drink and chips. Subway, make it what you want.
Fresh value meal sandwiches are prepared in front of you at participating restaurants. Prices and subs included may vary. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. No additional coupons or discounts may be applied.
BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. BMW says, go Dogs, and we'll say that too right now. Go Dogs. Come on, we're down 2, 49-47.
Yeah, this is now at this point where, at this point in the game, you would have expected Georgia to have a comfortable lead, not be scrapping to catch up again.
Chaminade was a team in Division II that went 23-8 last year.
They were in the NCAA tournament last year.
Yes, in the Division II tournament, you are correct. And they are 8. They have 8 wins all time in this event in the Maui Invitational. A little short jumper as Aerosol pops a 2 from the right side. He's got 16 points. They're 8-94 all time in this event. And they're trying to become 9-94. And they commit a foul as Georgia pushes the ball up the floor in a hurry. That's going to send Anthony Edwards to the free throw line. 51-47 now. Chaminade with a 4-point lead. That matches their largest lead of the game. Georgia's had an 8-point lead. It came late in the first half as Edwards rolls in the free throw over the front rim. We were up 38-30, but then Chaminade closed on a 7-0 run to end the half. So 51-48 now. And 51-49 as Edwards pops a couple of free throws. Anthony with 14 points in the ball game, 37 in the game yesterday against Michigan State. He had 33 of those in the second half. Roman Young working against Edwards on the dribble, hands it off now to Tyler Cartano, 6'6", changes directions.
Whoa.
Traveled with a basketball, looked like stumbling backwards, throws it out on the wing. Their 3 is no good.
They go over the back of Christian Brown there, Scott.
And they got called for the foul. Officials caught that one. Chaminade with the violation. And that'll give the Dogs a chance to come down and tie with a 2 or lead with a 3. Third team foul on the Silver Swords. We throw it into Fagan. He'll sprint it into the front court. Crump fed it in. Crump on the near side. Fagan on the far side with Christian Brown. Kamara and Crump play catch on this side. Edwards in the game as well for the Dogs. They work it around right side. Tumani attacks on the baseline. Finds an angle. Rolls it over the backside of the iron and won't go, but he got fouled.
Almost I was hoping for the three-point play there.
Well, we could use it. We could use a couple of free throws here by Tumani. Kamara at 6'8", freshman, 5 of 9 from the line this season. Make it 7 of 11, actually, because he was 2 for 2 in this game. But he misses that one, his first attempt of the second half. Now 2 for 3 from the line in this game with 4 points. Score remains 51-49. Chaminade leading the Dogs by 2. Second free throw by the left-hander. Bounces out, won't go.
Wow.
Basket didn't like the taste of that one. And Chaminade got the rebound. Kendall Small takes it across the timeline, left to right for the Silver Swords. Left-hand dribble. He's guarded by Edwards in a man-to-man. On the left wing, settles, passes it out front to Cartano. He'll send it over to Aerosol. Crossover dribble, got away from Brown, but Crump picked him up, forced a turnover. Brown picks up a loose ball to his right to Edwards. Bounce feed to Kamara, lost the handle, and taken away by Chaminade. Long pass down the floor. Kendall Small over the head catch to the rim. Lay in good. Whistle and a foul. Count the basket.
Well, this is just a different verse. The same song. We turn it over here. They run it out. They get the bucket and the foul now.
Well, that just blew up in her face. We had a nice defensive play with Crump. And then on a run-out attempt, we turned it over.
We get careless with our passes. We're not careful with them.
Small going to the line for a three-point play to give them their biggest lead of the contest, and he settles it in there over the rim, rattles a little bit, but rolls through good, and it's 54-49. A lot of time remaining, but Chaminade sensing an upset of a Division I team as Mike Peak gets into the game for the first time for Georgia. Peak, 6'8", freshman from Chicago. He's in with Fagan and Edwards, Crump and Kamara. We've really spread the floor out wide. Fagan's got it about 5 feet above the three-point line on the left side of the floor. Drives to his right, hooks it back to Kamara. He turns it over on a pass to the wing, but they step on the sideline. Fortunately for Georgia.
We got a break there.
Elliott Donnelly stole the pass to the left wing, but on his sprint into the front court, he stepped on the near sideline. Wheel will get the ball right back.
Yeah, because there was nobody there to defend for Georgia. He was going in uncontested.
Fagan to throw it inside the half-court line. Now 2 officials are going to have a brief discussion. Sean Lehigh, Ray Perrone, and Patrick Evans, our trio of officials tonight. Severe Wheeler's going to come into the ball game, and he'll throw the ball in from the near side into the backcourt to Crump. The senior from Bainbridge brings it across. He'll hop to his right, drop it off on the dribble to Anthony Edwards. He's bumped, and Edwards slides to the floor. A foul called on Chaminade. Small with the foul. That's his second. And the team's 5th. Not a shooting situation. Edwards went sliding. We've got 3 ball boys, or 2 ball boys and a ball girl out there to mop up the perspiration on the floor. They're giving those towels the business. Trying to get that floor dry.
We've seen a lot of guys slip on these floors out here.
Dogs inbound the basketball. Edwards, just north of the Georgia bench, throws it into Wheeler in the backcourt. Now we're back in the front side, setting up the offense. And the offense is a long, deep catch-and-shoot 3 by Anthony Edwards. Closer to the sideline than the three-point line.
That was
deep 3, Scana Energy, a three-pointer by Edwards there. And Anthony now with 17 points in the contest. That's his second 3. And Chaminade answers. 56-52. The lead is 4 for the Silver Swords. I still wanted to enjoy that 3. I'll enjoy that one. Nope, he rolls off the right side. Kamara got the rebound under the basket, and the putback is good, and a foul.
And that was one where the ball bounced up there, and to Georgia's benefit, because they mistimed the jump. Ball came down in Tamara's hands, and when he went back up, he drew the foul, but it fell.
Edwards missed the long 3. It bounced on the rim a couple of times, and that is what allowed Kamara to get the rebound. And as Chuck told you, it bouncing on that rim, they mistimed the rebounding attempt. Chaminade did.
Hit it, Tamani.
Kamara free throw is
there.
Good.
You go.
Well, the left-hander strokes it home. 7 points for Kamara, and it's a 1-point lead for Chaminade, 56-55. Offensive foul on the Silver Swords as they lean through. 2 defenders. Got the basket to count, but they'll wave it off after the charge is called.
Job. He moved over from the right side to that left side and drew position. They had nowhere to go but right into him. Beautiful.
Right over the top of him as he took the charge. So Mike paying benefits briefly into the ball game. Didn't play in the first half. 56-55. Georgia trailing by 1, but Edwards to Kamara in the left corner. Tumani dribbles it left edge of the paint. Back to her feet to Peak. Two-handed slam. Mike Peak.
They were stepping in when they inbounded the ball. They didn't call it.
Terrific assist by Kamara to Peak, who scored with the flush. Dogs by 1, 57-56. Georgia with a little energy now when good things happen. Jacks up the momentum of the team. Chaminade works it around the perimeter. 6'6" Cartano works against Kamara. Drives, spins, changes hands on the dribble, spin move, scooped it up and in from the left block. Good. That guy looks awkward when he's playing.
But it somehow or another finds the bottom of the net, doesn't it? I totally agree with you.
He's got 18 points.
Totally agree with you.
But he's not smooth at all. It's just kind of jaggedy and cragged. But, boy, he's effective. Edwards misses a deep 3 straight on. Rolls off the iron, rebound to Chaminade. They lead Georgia by a point, 58-57. Unguarded three, left side, around the rim and out, no good.
Look at that.
They got an offensive board to go to the putback, won't count. Dogs battle it and take it away. We're 3-1 on the numbers, and it's Edwards down the lane, laying good, and a foul. Count the basket as Anthony goes sliding on his back out of bounds under the bucket.
How about that? You talk about body control. That's a great example of perfect body control because he was in the air getting bumped and knocked. He managed to maintain control of what he wanted to do with that basketball.
And he'll have a free throw coming after the timeout. 11:27 to go in the game. Georgia 59, Chaminade 58. Back to Maui after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Hey, Dog fans. Coach Kirby Smart here. Do you have a game plan for flu season? Get ahead of the competition by getting a flu shot at Piedmont. It's the smart thing to do. Stop by any Piedmont primary care, quick care, or urgent care location and stay healthy all season long. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to learn more and book online. Piedmont Healthcare. More ways to better.
Season for Georgia fans? Yeah, right. We show our team spirit year-round. Now with a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions, you can go Dogs wherever you go. And with Regions Next Step tips and tools, you and your Visa check card can go further. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, and we know greatness is in the grind. To learn more, visit regions.com/go Dogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
Isn't it yummy when you find a great deal that helps stretch your budget? Yeah, we think so too. That's why at Kroger, we've got more ways to save on all the fresh foods you truly crave. With great sales every day, fuel points to save at the pump, and digital coupons you can download to your Plus card, the savings at Kroger really add up. More ways to save. It's easy at Kroger.
59-58, Georgia with a 1-point lead over Chaminade here with 11:27 to go in this final contest for both of these teams here in the Maui Invitational. Georgia fans, when you need to see a game, you need to head to StubHub. Whether you want to sit courtside or score a bird's eye view, StubHub's the best place to grab 100% verified tickets. StubHub's the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there.
Scott, I got to tell you, one of the things that Georgia's doing really well, I mentioned they were having a tough time matching up on the glass against the Dogs early on, and Georgia really out-rebounding them 33-16. But a 1-point differential on the scoreboard. The Dogs, again, turnovers just, it seems to be a theme of the season early on here, and you expect a little of that with so many new faces and new players, but 16 turnovers so far in this game for Georgia.
Well, Chaminade's just not missing many shots. I was going to say Georgia's, the domination on the glass. They've only got 3 offensive rebounds, but they're shooting 53% for the game, 66, almost 67% here in the second half.
Oh, from behind the line, look at them, 50%.
Edwards at the line, free throw line for a 3-point play. He finishes off with the free throw, good, and Anthony gets to 20. 20 points tonight. He had 37 last night. Didn't fare that well against Dayton in the opener. Only had 6 against the Flyers, who lost to Kansas in the finals earlier today in overtime, 90-84. Chaminade with the basketball. They trail by 2, 60-58. 3-pointer straight away by Roman Young won't go. Rebound, tie up, Gresham and Creamer, and Georgia will get the possession arrow. So it's the Dogs' ball, and Kamara will inbound it for the Dogs. Mike Peake, Donnell Gresham, Anthony Edwards, Tumani Kamara, and Severe Wheeler, our 5 on the floor, with a 2-point lead now, 60-58. We were down by 5 a few moments ago in this half. Edwards drives, long stretch to stop, shoots the 2, right side, rattles off the iron, no good. Rebound to the Silver Swords. Here they come, left to right now, into the front court. Skip it down on the left baseline to Donley. Oh, here's Tyler Cartano. He wants to shoot. He's going to drive instead down the lane, find an opening. Missed the running layup. Too much muscle on it. Rebound, Gresham.
Boy, he had his beat.
Out of the pack. Bumps with his man coming up the floor. Skip pass to Kamara. Reverse lay-in won't go. Gresham with an offensive board and a putback from the right side. Donnell Gresham with his first basket of the half, second basket of the game. And Georgia's lead is 4, 62-58. Long three, left wing won't go for Arisaw. Hit the side of the rim. Rebound down to the Dogs. 62-58, looking to add to it here. 10 minutes to play in Hawaii for the Dogs. Severe bumps with his man, Roman Young. Slides to the floor, keeps the dribble alive. Curls around into the lane, jump pass out to Gresham. Missed the three. Oh, Peak with a putback and a dunk.
That's his second.
Mike Peak, he's got 4 here in the half, and both of them are slams. 64-58, Dogs by 6. Chaminade. Cartano off balance 2, swish over Wheeler from the left elbow. There he is, awkward man again. He's got 20. He's all knees and elbows, and boy, but he's effective. He had 17 against Kansas in their opener here in this tournament, 9 against UCLA yesterday. 64-60 is the score. Ball goes out of bounds into the Georgia bench. And that'll give both teams an opportunity to make substitutions. This is a rapid-paced game.
Yeah, this is one where your bench gets used because guys get tired out there. This is up and down, up and down.
Georgia inbounds. Brown to Wheeler, throws it back at the foul line on the other end. The little fella, curls around and brings it quickly into the front court. Dribbles through a double team. Kick out. Hammond's wide open 3 as the shot clock hits 0. No good. Off the rim. Rebound Gresham. Over to Crump for 3. Good. Scana Energy 3 by Tyree Crump.
Boy, that was an opportune substitution by Coach Green.
67-60, Dogs by 7. Trying to build a lead and keep it. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Elliott Donnelly with a spin move to get from Christian Brown, but missed the finish. Long rebound or long outlet pass after the rebound to Wheeler, and he scores behind the defense on a lay-in, and they foul.
They're testing you, Scott. They are testing you. They're getting this ball up and down the floor quicker than you can make your notes and then look up to see what's happened.
69-60.
I love it.
They call the timeout. It wasn't a foul. It was a timeout. 8:31, and Chaminade stops the clock with Georgia up by 9 as the Dogs have built their largest lead of the contest. Georgia on a 12-2 run, Chuck, over the last 3 minutes.
Well, we needed to. We should have done this earlier. But you got to put a team away like, a team like this away. And when you get them on the ropes here, let's do it. Let's go ahead and, stretch this lead out and put them away.
Oh, I agree. I'm not going to argue with you on that. We have our largest lead of the game, but it comes with 8:31. It's taken this long to build a 9-point lead. 8:31 remaining. But Georgia with some energy.
They know how to play. They know how to win. I mentioned that they were in their tournament last year. They know what they're doing.
The last time they beat a Division I team in this event was 2 years ago. They beat Cal, and you got to go back to 2012 for the last one before the win over Cal, and that was Texas in 2012. So every now and then they knock off one of the teams from the power conferences. Hopefully it's not tonight for Georgia. The Dogs trying to prevent that, leading by 9. Chaminade with the basketball. Small attacks on an angle from the left. Drives inside, bank shot high off the glass, hit the upper left corner of the square, and at bad angle it comes down, and the rebound is touched out of bounds by Chaminade. It'll be the Dogs' possession.
You know what? And I mentioned they're getting killed on the boards by us, but they scrap for rebounds. I mean, it's not for lack of effort on their part.
Oh, rebounds now 40-17 in Georgia's favor, plus 23. You don't see that a lot. And certainly with a game as close as this one. Here's Crump for 3. Back iron, no good from the left wing. Rebound to Kendall Small. The 6-foot guard pushes it into the front court. They go into the corner to Aerosol. He drives into the paint, slams on the break, skids a little bit. Kick out, long 2 inside the arc, left wing, won't go. Rebound, Karam's out of bounds into the right corner.
I think it's off Hammond's.
And did we touch it last? I think you're right. The way Rayshon is walking dejectedly. Yeah, it should be Chaminade's ball after the timeout. Clock stops with 7:36 to play. And Georgia leading 69-60 over the Division II Silver Swords of Chaminade University. Back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network.
At Georgia Power, we believe our lake should be filled with water, not trash. That a healthy honeybee population will pollinate a healthier environment. That building homes is just as important as powering them. That's why we believe what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy. Visit georgiapower.com/community.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey, Bulldog fans, it's time to visit Swifty Car Wash. Everyone feels better in a clean car, and we have a special offer for you. Join any Swift Pass Unlimited Wash Club for just $4.99 the first month. Unlimited washes, VIP lanes, earn a free month for every referral. Score on every drive at Swifty Car Wash. See store for details. Find all locations at SwiftyCarWash.com. Swifty Car Wash, the official car wash of UGA Athletics.
At PT Solutions Physical Therapy, we're proud to be an official partner of UGA. In sports, getting to the next level takes lots of talent and lots of work. At PT Solutions, we believe that every young athlete deserves the opportunity to chase his or her dream. That's why you'll find our therapists and trainers on the fields and sidelines at every level, helping athletes stay healthy and be at their best. We hope you'll visit us at over 40 Georgia locations or at ptsolutions.com.
Georgia on a 12-2 run over the last 350 of the contest. Chaminade just won for their last 8 shooting the basketball, and Georgia leads the Silver Swords 69-60 with 7:36 remaining in the ball game. College basketball is back on Sirius XM. 24/7 talk and analysis as well as live play-by-play on SEC Radio. Learn more at SiriusXM.com/collegehoops. Dogs out of the huddle with Christian Brown, Donnell Gresham, Tyree Crump, Rayshawn Hammonds, and Severe Wheeler, the last to join the group on the floor. Chaminade's basketball, 20 on the shot clock. They'll inbound right baseline in the front court. They throw it into Aerosol on the right corner. We cut off the baseline. He curls it back up in the wing. Works against Crump. Kills the dribble. Lobs it down to his right towards the baseline.
Look at Wheeler.
We double team him. Throw it inside. And that is Cartano awkwardly trying to put it up from the left side of the iron. We foul him. He'll have to earn it at the line with 2 shots.
You know what? I got to tell you something. Severe Wheeler's the most aggressive defensive player we have. I mean, he is very aggressive when he is defending. He gets right in their face, and he's got his arms all, he's just all over what he's got to work with.
Cartano misses the foul shot. He's got 20 points in the ball game. Second trip to the foul line tonight. He kind of stands to his side a little bit. His right foot is front. He's a right-handed shooter, and his left foot is behind it. He didn't put his feet even up there on the line. He made the second free throw after missing the first. He's got 21 points in the ball game after a 17-point effort earlier in this tournament against Kansas and 9 against UCLA. Dogs turn it over on a spin move. Hammonds lost the ball after he dribbled it high, just squirted right out of his hands. Chaminade, bank shot from the left side is good by Kendall Small around the rim, and it falls through good.
He got away with a push, too, with his hand to create the space.
69-63 now. Georgia's lead is 6 with 6:45 to play. Too close for comfort. Donnell Gresham aggressively drives right edge of the lane, attacks the basket through white shirts. They foul him. Going to the line, free throws, and Gresham, a good foul shooter, 91% this season. His first trip to the line tonight, he's 20 of 22 for the Dogs this year.
Scott, it looks like we're about to get Edwards and Peak back in the game. Peak gave us a good little boost a while ago. Let's see if he can do it again.
He did. Had a couple of dunks on the offensive end. Took a charge on the far right end of the floor to kind of get the energy level up. Gresham, right-handed shooter, free throw from St. Paul, Minnesota. He missed it. That's only his third miss of the year. He's 20 for 23 now. And here come the substitutions you were alluding to, Chuck, as Peak is back in, Edwards back in. Hammonds, Gresham, and Wheeler will stay on the floor. Crump out and Brown out. 69-63, 6-point lead for the Dogs. Now it's 7 as Donnell hits the second free throw. Made 1 of 2. Now we come with a little zone pressure in the backcourt. Chaminade with a long, lofty pass to get it into the front side. Donnelly's got it under the basket.
Got trapped in the air.
Yes. He failed miserably. Dogs run it out on the other end. Gresham's shot is blocked off the backboard. Ball is loose in the left corner. Touched out by a diving Mike Peak. Good effort by Peak, but he ran out of space. Ran out of very valuable Hawaiian real estate here at the Lahaina Civic Center.
One of the things we're starting to learn about Mike Peak, he's got a big engine.
He doesn't mind diving on the floor.
He goes full speed.
70-63, Dogs by 7. Chaminade works in the front court. Here's Isaac on a bounce pass to Young. In the left corner now, Aerosol for 3, good. There was nobody near him. Aerosol hit a deep 3. That's his first of the half, his 5th of the game. He's got 19. And it's a 4-point lead for Georgia, 70-66. Dogs are going to have to work to get this win. Division II Chaminade creating fits for the Dogs. We just can't seem to pull away. Backdoor bounce feed to Edwards, goes up high for the rim, and they rip it out of his hands to commit the foul.
It was a good cut by Mike, good by Anthony, and a good feed by Mike.
That'll put Anthony on the line. 2 free throws coming up for Edwards, who's got 20 points for the Dogs. He's Georgia's leading scorer, the only Dog in double figures tonight. Try to add to a 4-point lead with 5:40 to go. Free throw, front rim, no good. Edwards' first miss from the line tonight. Now 4 for 5. He was 75% coming into the ball game. Already had 40 free throws through the Dogs' first 6 games this season. And he nails the second one. That'll give him 21 tonight. 1 point over his season average. 71-66 Georgia. Silver Swords sprinted into the front court with a little Roman Young. He's guarded by a little Severe Wheeler. They work it around the perimeter. Cartano fakes the pass left, pulls it back to his right to Donnelly. Now it's Aerosol, dribbles slowly and slides to his right. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Chaminade's got it with Cartano. Over to Aerosol for a 3 off the curl. Flat, dies off the rim. They get an offensive board, and Elliott Donnelly at 6'6". Got the rebound and went back up and scored under the basket. 71-68. 3-point lead for the Dogs. Swords bring pressure. Their head coach, Eric Bovaird, trying to encourage them. Bent over with his hands on his knees over in the coach's box. Encouraging these guys as we're getting late in the ballgame. Less than 5 minutes to go. Wheeler, spin move, lost the handle. Ran into a defender. Chaminade's off and running. They kick it left to Cartano. On the drive down the lane, and it's good. We've got a player down. Mike Peak, I think, grabbing at his right ankle. Laying on his back under the basket after Cartano had scored to make it a 1-point game.
On that previous possession for Chaminade, Scott, I got to tell you, the one place that we've really dominated them was on the glass. And wouldn't you know it, when they needed a key rebound and a putback, they got it.
Well, we're turning it over way too much again. 18 turnovers tonight by the Dogs, and Chaminade has 23 points off our 18 turnovers. They've committed 14. Georgia has 17 points off their mistakes. Now Peak is up on his own and hobbling back to the Georgia bench. Coach Green tells him to go down to the end of the bench and let the trainer take a look at you. 71-70. Our 9-point lead has vanished again. We get a lead, and then it just is sucked away like the blowhole in Maui. Here's Hammonds sliding along the left baseline, going to drive to the basket, get fouled. Rayshawn going to the line for 2 shots here. Fouls on Aerosol. Hammonds at 64% for the year. 80% free throw shooter last season. Let's hope those numbers come up for Rayshawn. He could get into double figures with a pair of makes here. And number 1 will go around the rim and fall through good. 9 points and 7 rebounds for the junior from Norcross. 6'9", 235-pounder, makes a pair of foul shots.
That gives us another guy in double figures.
That were much needed. 73-70. Dogs by 3 with 4:15 to play.
Now some defense here.
Cartano, guarded by Edwards, trying to run away, curls on the left wing, and gives it to Aerosol. Dribbles through the legs, right hand, left hand. We switch our defense. Kamara's on him now, 10 seconds to shoot. Puts his head down, drives, step back 2 is good. Straight away, step back 2 by Andre Aerosol. He's got 21.
I don't know how Tumani could have played that any better. I mean, seriously, played that about as well as you could play it. Just a great shot.
Dogs lead by a point, 3:40 to play. Georgia trying to avoid being upset by Division II Chaminade. We get it in deep to Hammonds on the left block. He spins and scores on a lay-in. If that was that simple, we need to do that a little bit more. Just post them up. We're playing at a rapid rate, as are they. 75-72. Georgia by 3. They've got the ball. 3:15 to go. Tyler Cartano at 6'6". We sag off defensively. He'll shoot a long one. Missed the 3 off the rim. And we get the rebound, and they foul.
Well, yeah, this is like pulling teeth, isn't it?
Yes. Like the guy on the plane coming out here with impacted wisdom teeth. It's painful. 75-72. The lead is 3 for the Dogs. We got a timeout. Let's finish strong. Let's pull those teeth out of here and get the heck back home. 3:09 to play. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
In your heart, you know it's time to get your hip repaired. You need knee surgery, but don't want it to be too invasive. You're looking for a new approach to the arthritis pain you've had for so long. At Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, we're dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility, which is why we offer personalized care from elite joint and arthritis doctors who place an emphasis on rapid recovery that can have you home within hours of surgery. Learn more at northside.com/orthopedic. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
When you're getting ready to cheer on the Bulldogs, bring more flavor to the game with Cheez-It and Pringles. And now, Cheez-It and Pringles give you the chance to win the biggest prize of the season, a trip to Atlanta to hoop it up with the stars at the Celebrity Crunch Classic. Visit CelebrityCrunchClassic.com for entry details and official rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 3/8/20. Void where prohibited. Stock up on Cheez-It and Pringles. Enter for your chance to win. And go Dogs!
Combining home and auto with State Farm gets you a whole lot covered for less. But this State Farm radio ad gets you this jam covered for free.
Cover it all, but nothing at all. I want my premiums to fall by combining policies for home and auto. Cover it all. And
for more coverage, visit statefarm.com.
(75-72). Georgia trying to hang on, actually trying to stretch out a lead, but we can't seem to do that and get away from these guys. We led by 9 a few moments ago, but Chaminade keeps just clawing back and clawing back. It's a 3-point game right now. Our second half recap is brought to you by Regions. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Georgia's shooting 50%, but Chaminade, Chuck, has passed us now. They are shooting 52% for the ball game. They've hit 8 threes. We've only hit 4. They haven't been to the line much at all, however. Just 2 for 4 at the foul line. Georgia's 11 of 17.
They are a scrappy bunch. They are well coached. You can tell that. They know exactly how to run their offense, where to go, and what to do.
How to play to their strengths, certainly, because they're not an overly sizable team.
No, they're not big at all. They look kind of like a rec team, but they're a Division II team. It looks
but a good one.
Yeah,
23-8 last year, as you pointed out. They made the Division II tournament.
Yeah, give them credit for that.
Kamara at the free throw line for the Dogs. Left-handed freshman, free throw good. Tumani now with 8 points. And that is a season best for him. The freshman played his high school ball in Hollywood, Florida, from Brussels, Belgium originally. Knocks down a couple.
Couple of big ones.
9 points now for Kamara. The lead is 5 for the Dogs, 77-72. We got 3 minutes to go in Maui for the Dogs here in 2019. Chaminade with the possession, far right end of the floor. Cartano holds the ball, fakes the pass, kicks it to his right. They work it deep in the right corner now. Here's Kendall Small, drives into the lane. Jumped in the air, had nowhere to go, came down with the ball. That's called traveling.
Well, Severe Wheeler stepped over in front of the intended target, so he couldn't throw it. He just, at that point, gravity took over.
Yeah, you've got a quarter of a second to figure out what to do with the ball. Once you jump in the air and it's still in your hands, I got nowhere to go with it. Dogs by 5. We've got the ball and a chance to add to a 5-point lead. Gresham fires to Hammonds on the left side. Inside the three-point arc. Overhead pass to Wheeler on the baseline. Severe dodges a defender, shoots, misses it off the glass in the iron. We get the rebound. Hammonds missed the dunk. Edwards got the follow. He can't put it back. We miss a dunk attempt on the follow by Hammonds. Ball is still loose under the basket. Chaminade going to come out with it.
Wow.
We missed 3 or 4 attempts at point-blank range and a couple of dunks. One with 2-hand, one with 1. Long 3 by Chaminade, no good. They get the rebound, though, and a long kick-out. Aerosol loses a handle on the baseline. Touched out by Georgia, though. Hammonds and Edwards down there defending. Off of one of those guys, it'll be Chaminade's ball. 15 on the shot clock, 2:01 to go in the game, and a measly 5-point Georgia lead. Silver Swords to inbound with Hammonds to guard the inbounds pass. They kick it into the corner in front of their bench, work it around to the top of the key. Kendall Small goes to Aerosol, puts it on the floor across the foul line to Small. He jumps in the air again, nowhere to go with it, throws it out of bounds. That seems to be his
get up and decide later.
Major flaw. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get in the air. Now I know I'm going to find
decide
somebody.
what I'm going to do with the basketball.
But that's 2 times in a row he's driven and jumped and looked for a friendly face to pass it to and commits the turnover. Dogs with the ball into the front court with Gresham. Clock ticking, minute 40 seconds to go. Georgia by 5. Not out of the woods yet. We need a basket here to get to the edge of the tree line. Here's Severe Wheeler to Edwards. He attacks from the left side into the lane, throws it up, air ball. Got knocked to the floor. There was no whistle there. Chaminade with the possession into the front court, down 5. Minute 18 to go. Clock ticking. Cartano dribbles it off the right wing. One-handed pass with the left hand to Kendall Small. He'll put it on the floor with a right-hand dribble. And Chaminade will call a time.
Yeah, they were looking.
70 seconds to go.
They were looking for a shot, couldn't find it. And so the coach decided, look, rather than running this clock, let's see if we can stop the clock and let's talk about this. See if we can design something to get us a shot.
They have 1 timeout left. Georgia has a couple remaining. Georgia has a 5-point lead, 77-72. After we finish up here in Maui and the team returns home, the next basketball game for the Dogs will be back at the friendly confines of Stegman Coliseum next Wednesday, December 4th, against the Eagles of North Carolina Central. That'll be a 7 o'clock contest as we face another Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference team. Delaware State was the first, and North Carolina Central on Wednesday. And then there's a little bit of a gap between the next game for final exams. So Georgia will play on December 4th and then not again until the 14th when the Dogs travel west to Arizona State and will face the Sun Devils in Wells Fargo, Reno, and Tempe. But we got to finish this one tonight. Try to get out of here with a win. 77-72 is our score. Chaminade has the ball.
All right,
they'll inbound front court near side with 15 on the shot clock.
Well, they call time to come up with a play. Let's see if they can come up with one.
Dogs defending. Almost got a turnover there. Edwards tipped the pass. Small's got it through the defense. Down the lane. Scoot shot good. Well, once they got past the first wave of defenders for Georgia, we didn't have a second wave. And Small scores as he attacked the basket and went right down the lane. 77-74. 3-point lead for Georgia. We need points here. 45 seconds to go. Edwards double teamed on the right block. Wraparound pass to Hammonds. Off his hands and he turns it over. Small down the lane, running through Gresham. Shot blocked off the glass. Dogs take it the other way. Kamara up ahead to Hammonds. He will finger roll and miss it. And then Kamara knocked it out. I think, no, they give it to the Dogs.
Wow. How did Rashawn miss that? He was hand at the rim with the ball in it. I'd rather have seen him dunk it.
I think they're going to review this too, Chuck. It looked to me like we knocked it out. They've awarded Georgia the ball, but our officials of Patrick Evans, Ray Perrone, and Sean Lehigh are going to look at the monitor to see if it is Georgia's ball, or they're going to change their ruling and give it to Chaminade, which I think might be the correct call. It's 3-point game for Georgia, 29.8 seconds to go. Dogs 77.
Well, the game,
Silver Swords 74.
The game prior to this one, of course, was Dayton and Kansas. That one went overtime. And if they give the ball to Chaminade, I would say this one would have that same potential.
Oof.
Because these guys, I think definitely they can shoot the three.
Well, this has been a track meet tonight with a lot of turnovers, combined 35 turnovers in this ball game. 19 for Georgia, 16 for Chaminade. They're shooting 51%. The Dogs at 45%. They've doubled us up on threes. They've hit 8 of their 20 attempts. We've only hit 4 of our 17. Dogs with the edge at the foul line, 13 of 19 free throws. They're just 2 of 4.
You hear the Georgia fans across the way trying to spur the Dogs on here, trying to pick them up some. They're standing on their feet over in the far stands there, the Dog fans are, and trying to pull these guys through.
Boy, we've really done a number on these guys on the glass, but it hasn't seemed to help us.
No.
46 to 24. We've out-rebounded them by 22. They're going to
Nope, they're giving it
give
to
it to the Dog.
Nope. I think they're saying Chaminade.
Yes, that is correct. They've changed their ruling. So the Dogs now have to play defense. 29.8 seconds to go in the ball game. Georgia with a 3-point lead. I think we were ready to play offense. I think we thought we were going to keep the ball, and all of a sudden we had to back up and get ready to play defense coming out of the timeout. All right, here's Cartano into the front court, guarded by Edwards, spins away, long strides to the basket. The runner off the rim twice and out of bounds, and Chaminade basketball, I think. Did we touch out the rebound? We did.
Again.
Yep. 17.8 to go. 3-point Georgia lead. Chaminade trying to upset the Dogs. And now the officials are going to look at the monitor again.
I was going to say, if you had to look at it before, you certainly ought to look at it there.
They go back to the monitor to get the possession right. Cartano had 2 really long strides from the 3-point line to try to drive down to get a running layup. And his shot attempt bounced off the rim, and then the struggle was on for the rebound, and they're going to try to find out who has it. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID, Bulldog Sports Network. .8 seconds to go. Ball belongs to Chaminade. The officials reviewed it. Now we're ready to go. Shot clock is off. Small inbounds it to Cartano. Can the Dogs hang on for another 15 seconds? Chaminade with the ball. Smart through the paint. Skip it into the right corner. Aerosol for 3. Tied the game. 3-pointers tied it with 9 seconds to go. We're tied at 77, and Georgia wants a tie.
Well, I had that feeling, just if they got it back, they were going to nail a 3.
Aerosol has had a career night. The 6'2 transfer, junior college transfer from England, 24 points now. That's a career high, and that's his 6th 3-pointer in a game, and that's a career best. And that last one has tied the game at 77, but the Dogs will have a chance to try to win it in regulation here with 9 seconds to go. Bring it up the length of the floor.
And I don't think there's any doubt you put the ball in the hands of Anthony Edwards and see if he can't win this game for you.
I would almost say you inbound it to him and let him take off and go.
Way. Yep.
I mean, just a drive to the basket. We'll see what the Dogs have come up with in the huddle. It'll be Wheeler and Hammonds Edwards back on the right end of the floor to enter the basketball, and Kamara and Gresham are settled in on the left end of the floor in front of us. Rayshawn will inbound. They won't guard the inbounds. They've matched up with Edwards and Severe Wheeler in the backcourt. Hammonds throws it into Anthony. Here we go. Clock ticks at 7. Edwards across the timeline now. Sets the screen. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Edwards for the win for 3. Good! Good! He hit it! 0.2 seconds to go!
Woo!
28-footer! Oh, my goodness.
I think that's 0.2 to go.
80-77.
Is that that's 0.2
yeah,
seconds.
What did I say, 2 seconds?
Yeah,
it's
0.2.
It's 2/10.
Wow. Wow.
The officials back to the monitor now to check the clock. Maybe to add a 10th or 2. What?
My goodness.
We saw Edwards put on a 20-minute show in the second half yesterday. That was a 9-second show right there, or even less than that. As he just bombed away. I thought he was going to drive, but they set a screen for him to shoot a 3 out there,
and he was at the yellow line. I mean, he was out there by the yellow line. I mean, Scott, he was, you know, he's 30 feet.
Yeah. 80-77. And let's see if that's going to hold up. Chaminade might get the ball one more time, but if there's not enough time on the clock, boy, they're really going to have a difficulty trying to get the ball from the length of the floor, anywhere in the vicinity of the basket. The officials are looking at the monitor to see if there's any time to add. Clock showing 2/10 right now, and Georgia behind that Anthony Edwards long, deep 3 to give him 24 points in the game. Leads 80-77.
Well, they're playing "Don't Stop Believing" in here, which was, I guess, for Georgia fans. I mean, don't stop believing in Anthony Edwards.
All right, you got to play one more play, dogs. Officials are still looking at the monitor, and we'll see if they add any time to the clock. Still at 2/10 right now.
Well, they go to 6/10. So,
well, that's time for a pass and a tip, basically, or a long pass and a turn and quick shot. I mean, not really time to put the ball on the floor. 6/10 of a second, and they've got to inbound at the length of the floor, and Hammonds is going to guard the inbounds pass, which is key right there. The inbounds player is Kendall Small, 6 feet.
Yeah. This is where we need Nick Claxton right here. Well, there have been a lot of places.
Hammonds is 6'9".
There have been a lot of places we needed Nick Claxton.
This is true.
This would have been helpful.
Georgia's going to call another timeout here before Chaminade tries to inbound the basketball. Well, we had Hammonds up on the baseline on the left to guard the inbounds throw, and 4 guys back to our right to defend against the long pass. And now Tom Crean will call time and try to create some more strategy here. Georgia by 3, 80-77. 6/10 of a second remain as the Edwards 3 has broken a 77-all tie as the Dogs try to beat Chaminade and get off Maui and head back home with a victory, which would be their 5th of the season. Well, this one has turned into a full timeout. The Dogs are sitting down, taking a load off, as Georgia will not leave any timeouts on the island. That was their last one. 24 points for Edwards, 12 for Hammonds tonight. Everybody else in single digits. Kamara's had a season best, 9 points. He's also got 5 rebounds. Hammonds, by the way, has a double-double. Failed to mention that. 12 points and 10 rebounds tonight for Rayshon, his second double of the season, the 4th of his career.
And, Scott, I think, as this season progresses very slowly, you can see Coach Crean starting to try to figure out, which of these 7 or 8 young men are going to be the guys that he wants on the floor predominantly through a game. And right now it's still a little bit of a search and see what's out there.
All right, here we go. Last play, Chuck. 4 guys down to our right on the other side of the half-court line. Hammonds will guard the inbounds. He spreads that wingspan out. Fingertip to fingertip. Small will run the baseline to his right. Hammonds goes with him. Still can't throw it. 5 counts. He got it. He didn't inbound the ball. Hammonds wouldn't let him throw it in.
That was give Rashawn credit because he faked Rashawn with like he was going to throw it, and then when Rashawn jumped, he sprinted down the line to get a better look. But Rashawn recovered in a hurry, got down the line, got his hands up, and blocked it again, and that was it.
Hammonds
Boom.
throws it into Kamara. One dribble. He dunks it with one hand.
No basket.
They will wave that one off as the buzzer sounds. Georgia survives and beats Chaminade 80-77.
Well, I'm not going to say that we progressed from yesterday. I don't think we did that. But certainly to get out of here with a victory, I think is a little bit of a feather in the cap of a team that has 9 true freshmen and 10 new faces. And this team still has a lot of growing to do. We are nowhere near where Tom Crean wants his team to be. But I think over the next weeks leading up to the start of conference play in January, you'll see this team start to come together and make some good strides. And I believe as talented as they are, they can compete.
Well, one area where we may have made some strides was time and score at the end of the ball game. We were able to execute properly on a chance to win the game or get the lead. We did that, and then to defend the lead at the end of the game. We never let them have a last shot to try to tie it. And those two things were certainly good, and that's what this Georgia team will remember as they walk off the floor here in Maui. Winners tonight over Chaminade, 80-77. So Georgia now 5-2 on the year. The SliversWords drop to 2-3 as they lose all 3 games here in the Maui Invitational. Stay tuned now for our post-game coverage. The Regions Locker Room Report is brought to you by Regions. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. We'll come back to the Lahaina Civic Center for our post-game coverage right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
Everyone knows the star players on the court, but what about the ones off the court? Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies are calling the shots. They can lend a hand all on their own, whether you're in game day traffic or pivoting into those tight arena parking spots. And when the opposing team's fans suddenly break in front of you, it can even help you stop, so you can keep cheering come game time. Nissan Intelligent Mobility, it's a game changer.
Get to Nissan, a proud partner of the UGA Bulldogs.
Please see owner's manual for important feature information.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The holidays are back again, which means it's time to hit the road home. Whether you're racing along winding highways in the Agile 3 Series, conquering terrain in the versatile X3, or just cruising a few blocks to your parents' house in the luxurious X5, the journey should be full of joy. That's the road home, and it begins now. Hurry in at the BMW Road Home sales event and take advantage of exceptional offers, now through December 2nd. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs.
Hi, welcome to this Subway Fresh Value Meal radio ad. How would you like to hear it?
From a game show host?
All right, let's play.
Thanks, Johnny. Our lucky contestants are playing for a fresh value meal with a 6-inch sub. They'll choose from 6, including a cold cut combo or Black Forest ham, starting at $6 with a 20-ounce drink and chips. Subway, make it what you want.
Fresh value meal sandwiches are prepared in front of you at participating restaurants. Prices and subs included. May vary. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. No additional coupons or discounts may be applied.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions Bank. Coming up, you'll hear from players and coaches outside the Dogs' locker room. Plus, a look again at other scores around the country. Now, back to courtside for continuing live coverage of Georgia basketball.
56-55, Georgia trailing by 1, but Edwards to Kamara in the left corner. Tumani dribbles it left edge of the paint, back to her feed to Peak. Two-handed slam. Mike Peak.
They were stepping in when they inbounded the ball. They didn't call it.
Terrific assist by Kamara to Peak, who scored with the flush. And that is our assist of the game today, sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Welcome back to Maui. Dogs a winner tonight over Chaminade, 80-77 is our final score tonight. And this is the Regions locker room report. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Our post-game coverage brought to you by Regions. And we'd ask you to visit regions.com/GoDogs to order your Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card today. Well, Georgia won it in exciting fashion, Chuck. It was a situation where we never could get a lot of distance between ourselves and the Silver Swords, and then Anthony Edwards with 9 seconds left. We inbound the ball. He comes down and hits what turned out to be the game-winning three with about a half second left in the ball game, and it was a long three.
Yeah, it's obvious that his talent level is such that, he can put you on his shoulders and carry you across the finish line. However, I think that there are other players on this team that are capable of helping, that we don't need to start, having to depend on him game in and game out just to get us to the finish line. So as happy as I am for him and this team, I'd be a lot happier to start to see some of the other guys get some work done on the floor to, not make it where he's having to hit a three from 35 feet, to bail us out.
He finished with a game-high 24 points.
And 8 boards.
Rayshawn Hammond's had 12 and 10 rebounds. The only Bulldog with a
10.
double-double.
Ray had 10.
Yes. Yeah, Anthony had 8 rebounds. He also had 3 assists, 5 turnovers, a steal, 2 blocks, 5 of 6 from the foul line. He hit 3 threes tonight, 8 of 17. That's the line for Anthony Edwards. Dogs win it 80-77 to improve to 5-2 on the year. We go back home to face North Carolina Central on Wednesday night back at Stegman Coliseum. 7 o'clock for that ball game on Wednesday, December 4th. Stay with us. We've got more post-game coverage coming straight your way. We'll get to the game statistics. We'll run those down. We'll also hear from Georgia head coach Tom Crean in just a few moments. So stick around. We're coming back to Maui after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Off season for Georgia fans? Yeah, right. We show our team spirit year-round. Now with a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions, you can go Dogs wherever you go. And with Regions Next Step tips and tools, you and your Visa check card can go further. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, and we know greatness is in the grind. To learn more, visit regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
Georgia peaches don't just come from Georgia. They come from farms in Georgia, worked by farmers, working hard to cultivate the crops that drive the state's economy. That's why Georgia Farm Bureau cultivates farmers with support through advocacy and benefits that save families money, like home and auto insurance. Join online for just a couple bucks a year. Easy as peach cobbler.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Growing up in a coffee family is no different than growing up in any other family, except that we all kind of share one affinity, and that's for a great tasting cup of coffee.
Matt Siraj, 4th generation owner, Community Coffee.
I believe people can taste the difference family makes. It's a fullness in the mouth. It's a flavor impression that follows all the way through until 30 seconds after that sip of coffee. It's that rich, smooth flavor that you find in Community Coffee.
Our family story continues at communitycoffee.com.
The holidays are back again, which means it's time to hit the road home. Whether you're racing along winding highways in the Agile 3 Series, conquering terrain in the versatile X3, or just cruising a few blocks to your parents' house in the luxurious X5, the journey should be full of joy. That's the road home, and it begins now. Hurry in at the BMW Road Home Sales Event and take advantage of exceptional offers. Now through December 2nd. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs.
Roman Young with a basketball. Top of the key, it goes to Kendall Small. Left-hand dribble in the lane. His running jumper is blocked by Christian Brown. Taken out of the air by Gresham. Diagonal pass into the front court. Edwards, he's going to take it in. Lay it in off the window. Good. There's your ultimate drive of the game from Georgia, driven by BMW. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Well, a good finish by the Dogs tonight. Georgia outlasts Chaminade and wins it 80-77. Welcome back to the Regions Locker Room Report, brought to you by Regions. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Scott Howard, Chuck Dowdle, Tony Schiavone back here in Maui. Tim Hackett is in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios, and Georgia has won its 5th game of the season by a mere 3 points tonight. The Dogs made just one of their final 7 shots tonight, but what a big one it was. It was the Anthony Edwards long-distance three-pointer to win the ball game. So when it mattered the most, that's when the Dogs came through. Edwards hits the game-winning 3 and finishes with a game-best 24 points for Georgia. He also had 8 rebounds in the contest, 3 assists. He was 8 of 17 in 31 and a half minutes of court time. Hit 3 threes tonight, 3 of 8, 5 of 6 from the foul line. As the Dogs get it done, improved to 5-2. Chaminade with the loss, now 2-3, and they'll go back to their Division II schedule. And Georgia will continue with its schedule next Wednesday, December 4th, at Stegman Coliseum, hosting the Eagles of North Carolina Central. But let's run through our numbers from tonight's ball game. As Georgia was led by Edwards and Rayshawn Hammonds, the only 2 players in double figures scoring tonight. 24 for Edwards, 12 for Rayshawn Hammonds, the 6'9 junior from Norcross. He had a double-double, his 2nd of the season and 4th of his career. He had 10 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, and 5 defensive rebounds. To total 10, he was 5 of 13 shooting, missed his only 3-point attempt, hit a pair of foul shots tonight, had an assist, a couple of turnovers, and helped Georgia to the 3-point victory. Everybody else for Georgia in single figures in scoring. Severe Wheeler had 9 points. He was 4 of 6 from the field. Hit his only 3-point attempt. He had a couple of rebounds. Only 1 assist tonight, 3 turnovers, 2 steals for Severe Wheeler. Also with 9 points, Tyree Crump tonight. 4 of 9 shooting. Didn't take a lot of threes tonight as Tyree tries to find his shooting stroke. He was 1 for 4 on threes. Had 3 rebounds in the ball game and an assist. Also with 9 points tonight, the freshman Tumani Kamara from Brussels, Belgium. He had a season-high 9 points to go with 5 rebounds. That's also a season best for the 6'8", 220-pound freshman. Kamara 2 for 5 shooting the ball tonight, 5 of 7 from the foul line. He also had an assist and a blocked shot. He had 3 turnovers in the ball game. Georgia turned it over a lot, 19 times against Chaminade's 17 turnovers in the contest. Continuing with the scoring rundown for the Bulldogs, Donnell Gresham had 5 points in the game, 6 rebounds for the graduate transfer, and 3 assists. He was 2 of 7 shooting, 0 for 3 on his 3 3-point attempts. He's really yet to find that 3-point stroke here in a Bulldog uniform. He was one of the best 3-point shooters in Northeastern University history, 2nd all-time in 3-point percentage, over 41% in his career. But here at Georgia thus far, he is now 3 for 15 from long distance. And let's hope he will find that distance pretty soon when we get back to Athens. Continuing with the rundown here, Amanze Ngumeze finished with 4 points and 3 rebounds, 12 and a half minutes of court time for the sophomore from Savannah. Mike Peake also had 4 points. All of his scoring came in the second half. A couple of dunks for Mike. He had 2 rebounds in the game as well, a steal and a blocked shot. Ty Fagan finished with 2 points, as did Christian Brown. Rodney Howard played 3 minutes and 38 seconds tonight, but did not score. So Edwards leading the way tonight with 24 for the Dogs. Hammonds with 12. And both of those guys combining for 18 rebounds in the ballgame. Hammond with 10 and Edwards with 8. For Chaminade, they were led by a pretty good tandem of Andre Aerosol, the 6'2 senior guard from England, had a career-best 24 points in the contest, hit 6 threes, 6 of 13 on 3-point shots. That is a personal best for Aerosol as well. He was complimented nicely by Tyler Cartano, a 6'6 redshirt senior forward from California. Cartano finished with 23 points tonight. He only had a couple of rebounds. He had 4 assists in the ball game. Kendall Small did a nice job distributing the basketball, but also made some mistakes. He had 8 assists but 7 turnovers, 7 rebounds, and finished with 13 points. He was busy in just about every statistical category tonight. But the Dogs get it done. They beat Chaminade 80-77. Anthony Edwards with the buzzer beater to win it for the Bulldogs, to lift the Dogs now to 5-2 for the year. In their first meeting with Chaminade, they get the victory, and we'll head back to the mainland +3 in the win column here, and resume action on December 4th next Wednesday against North Carolina Central. We'll continue with more of the Regents postgame show, brought to you by Regents. Get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regents. Visit regents.com/GoDogs to order yours today. We'll come back to Maui right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You've been ignoring that knee pain during your morning run. You have a lot of questions about that concussion from the soccer game. That shoulder pain you've been feeling playing tennis is now chronic. At Northside Sports Medicine, we know you don't have to be a pro to be an athlete, which is why we give you access to treatment, technology, and an elite team of sports medicine doctors dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility. Call 1-855-NH-SPORT today so you can get back in the game. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
Did you know that 1 in 8 Americans struggle with hunger? Yet more than 40% of the food we produce is thrown out. At Kroger, we know we can do something about this. We're donating more food to local food banks through our partnership with Feeding America. And we're working with World Wildlife Fund to end food waste. But we can't do it alone. And we hope you'll join us in creating a world with zero hunger and zero waste. Visit thekrogerco.com to learn how you can help.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Holiday Inn Express wants to let you in on a little secret. Members can now get up to 25% off at holidayinexpress.com during our cyber sale. We'll even throw in free breakfast. Just kidding. Breakfast is always included in your stay at Holiday Inn Express. Book now and save at holidayinexpress.com. Terms apply.
Hey, Bulldog fans, it's time to visit Swifty Car Wash. Everyone feels better in a clean car, and we have a special offer for you. Join any Swift Pass Unlimited Wash Club for just $4.99 the first month. Unlimited washes, VIP lanes, earn a free month for every referral. Score on every drive at Swifty Car Wash. See store for details. Find all locations at SwiftyCarWash.com. Swifty Car Wash, the official car wash of UGA Athletics.
Small inbounds it to Cartano. Can the Dogs hang on for another 15 seconds? Chaminade with the ball, Smart through the paint, skip it into the right corner. Aerosol for three, tied the game. Three-pointers tied it with 9 seconds to go. We're tied at 77, and Georgia wants a tie. Post-game locker room report brought to you by Regents. You can get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regents. Just visit regents.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Scott Howard back here at the Lahaina Civic Center, where Georgia has won tonight, 80-77. That clip you just heard tied the ball game and left Georgia with 9 seconds on the clock. The Dogs would inbound the basketball to Anthony Edwards, and he would bring it into the front court and hit the game-winning three from about 28, 29 feet, it would appear, to give the Dogs the three-point victory. And then Georgia forced a 5-second count on Chaminade's attempt to inbound the basketball for one final attempt to tie the ball game. Only 0.6 of a second remained, and Rayshawn Hammonds with great length defended the baseline very well as Kendall Small, the 6-foot guard, ran the baseline, tried to find his vision down court to throw the inbounds pass so that Chaminade could try to get a shot off, but Hammonds had too much length. Couldn't inbound the basketball, got a 5 count. They turned it over. Georgia inbounded it and ran off the final 0.6 of a second to win the ball game 80-77. Our IBEW player of the ball game tonight, Anthony Edwards, once again, 24 points for the freshman from Atlanta. He had 8 rebounds in the contest, 3 assists, a couple of block shots, and a steal. Hit the game winner on 8 of 17 shooting, 3 of 8 on threes. He was 5 of 6 from the foul line. IBEW sponsors our player of the game, and it once again is the 6'5" freshman guard, or freshman basketball player. We don't use the positions here with Coach Tom Crean. He says they're all basketball players. They don't have positions. But Anthony Edwards is the IBEW player of the game. Our final stats are brought to you by Northside Hospital, proudly welcoming the Gwinnett Health System to its family of care. With more than 3,500 doctors and 5 hospitals, your Northside now has expanded services in maternity, orthopedics, surgery, cardiovascular, cancer, and more. Visit them at northsidegwinnett.com. We've hit most of the final statistics individually. But as a team, let's run through the final numbers. Georgia finished the game shooting 46%, 31 of 67. We were 5 of 18 on threes, 28%. 13 of 19 from the foul line, 68%. Chaminade was 33 of 65 shooting, 51% from the field. 9 of 21 on threes, 43%. Just 2 of 4 from the foul line, 50% of their free throws, but they only got 4 attempts. Georgia with a sizable edge on the backboard, out rebounding Chaminade 45-26. Points off turnovers, Chaminade had the edge there, 23-17. Points in the paint, Georgia with the edge, 48-36. Second chance points, Georgia dominating that category, 23-8. Fast break points, Georgia's edge, 23-17. And off the bench, Georgia's bench outscored the Silver Swords 26-5, 80-77. Our final score as the Dogs win their 5th of the game. Virginia Tech and BYU getting set to close out the Maui Invitational. We'll get some final words from Chuck. He was talking with Coach Tom Crean just a few moments ago. We'll give you that interview in just a moment, but get some final thoughts from Chuck before we pack it up tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, Coach Crean was happy to get out of here with this victory. Obviously, he knew coming into this game what Chaminade was going to present to Georgia, but he also knew what this game was going to present to the Georgia team coming off that big rally at the end of that game yesterday and all that was said. And as I'd mentioned to you at the very start, you know, we were in one of those situations where you know, everybody was talking about Georgia yesterday. We didn't win, you know, but yet we were the story.
Yes.
Because of that great comeback, and everybody was so excited, and nobody felt like we lost, but we lost. And so he knew this was going to be a challenge today. It was. He was glad to get this victory against a very skilled opponent. And you know something, you'll hear him tell me in the post-game interview coming up here in just a second. He's been out. He has played Chaminade in this tournament like 4 different times. He's never beaten them by more than 4 points.
Wow. Well, it's a Division II opponent, but they are very skilled, certainly, in what they do, and they gave the Dogs fits tonight, but Georgia able to outlast the Silver Swords 80-77 here in Maui, so Georgia goes home.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too, pal, and to you, too, Tony.
And same to you, and same to our families back home, to my wife and all of my kids, and we'll be in the airport and on planes traveling to get home tomorrow. Won't be back until Friday, but happy Thanksgiving to all the Bulldog fans out there listening tonight. We hope you enjoyed the win for Georgia as they beat Chaminade 80-77. We're going to send it back to Tim Hackett in our studio. He's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios, and we will hear from Coach Tom Crean and Chuck Dowdle here in just a few moments. That's going to wrap it up, our broadcast from Maui and the Lahaina Civic Center. For Tony Schiavone tonight, for Chuck Dowdle, I'm Scott Howard. Tim Hackett standing by in the Piedmont Healthcare Studios. This is the Regions Locker Room Report, brought to you by Regions, where you can get a Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Our final again, 80-77. Georgia a winner tonight. Coach Tom Crean is next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, Georgia fans. I'm Scott Howard here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Athens, Georgia, or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Georgia Athletics.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of UGA football, and every Dogs fan deserves to save money. Get fired up about our low natural gas rates and switch to Scana Energy by calling 877-GO-SCANA or visiting scanaenergy.com. Between the hedges and beyond, Scana Energy is a winning play. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com to start saving on your natural gas today.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, welcome to this Subway Fresh Value Meal radio ad. How would you like to hear it?
From a game show host?
All right, let's play.
Thanks, Johnny. Our lucky contestants are playing for a fresh value meal with a 6-inch sub. They'll choose from 6, including a cold cut combo or Black Forest ham, starting at $6 with a 20-ounce drink and chips. Subway, make it what you want.
Fresh value meal sandwiches are prepared in front of you at participating restaurants. Prices and subs included may vary. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. No additional coupons or discounts may be applied.
Welcome back to Sports View. Next topic. Is it really all about power? Makes me think of Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Gives you the power to find options based on your budget. Let's go to Chuck for an irrelevant analogy.
Man, back in the day, people didn't ask how many oranges are in the crate. They just took the oranges. They didn't say, are there 6, 7, 12, 15, whatever. It was just oranges. You get me?
We get you, Chuck. In a word, oranges.
Give it to us straight with the Progressive Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Coach, I know how you tell us all the time that you're miserable during games, for us to have fun. Well, I'm getting right there with you. But, boy, nothing's easy, is it?
No, and you know what? We said yesterday, and I knew they wouldn't believe me, today will be the hardest game of the year. To come away from that game yesterday and the comeback and the emotion of it, and they have to turn around and find a way to win the next day. And they weren't playing guys they knew on first-name basis, right? But Joe Scott did a great job. We got our tone set last night because the message was we're 0-2, right? We're 0-2 right now, and that's the message, all right? And we got to fix that, and we got one more opportunity to fix that in Maui, and that's exactly how we had to be. We were running on fumes at times. It was a game that called for smaller lineups, and they played fantastic. We knew they would be one of the best cutting, driving teams. Eric's teams always do that. Oh yeah, they shot it real well today. But the good news is I think they only made 2 threes in the second half. If I'm looking at this correctly, they made 2 threes in the second half. That's big. So when you're building a team, you got to find a way to win. And today we found a way to win.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Finding a way to win, the most important thing. Anthony Edwards, 61 points in the last 2 days.
Yeah, and you know what? Think about this, Chuck. He was a national story yesterday, international story probably, right, with what he did. And the emotion of it, and all the things that go with it, and to come today, and he was finding things during the game. He was guarding. He wanted matchups. I wanted him to go to the rim. He had a jump shot. He just got something special about it. And I always told him, he said, will you let me be that guy when it's time to win a game? He asked me that in recruiting. And I said, yes, you can be that guy. Well, he was that guy today.
Well, it was a smart decision on your part.
Well, our last option, we were going to get a screen in the middle of the floor. We didn't know exactly how they would press it. So we were going to get a screen in the middle of the floor for Severe or Anthony, and the other guy was going to be opposite. Let's attack. We got 9 seconds. Let's attack. But he's got something special in him, man. He's got something special.
I'm glad he's wearing red and black, I'll tell you that. Let's talk a little bit about defensively. It looks like you're still trying a lot of different combinations of guys in and trying to find. Yeah. Mike Pink gave you a little bit of a pop.
Yeah, I wish I'd have played him earlier. It's just a hard game for Amanzi because he's very limited, and Rodney's limited yet on how much they can switch, right? And this is a small lineup they play, right? They're playing 5 basketball players all over the court. And so it was tough in that area. I wish I'd have gone with Mike a little bit sooner. But Mike did a good job. Mike brings a level of toughness. He brings a level of toughness to us, and we needed it at a very important time for us. But we just found ways, and we didn't play great by any stretch. We still don't keep the dribble in front of us like we should. We don't keep our hands up and active like we should, and we get caught ball watching, and that's why some of the cuts were there. And we've got to continue to understand that most teams in this country that work on running, they're real good at it. And they don't let up. And that's exactly what Chaminade didn't do.
Well, the bottom line is you get out of here with a victory, so you'll go back home now, but you've got a week until you play again, but you've got this travel involved. How will that affect everything?
Well, we got to get back at it. We'll be off tomorrow. We'll travel tomorrow. We get back early Friday morning. The hardest thing is to get them back in a rhythm. That takes a little bit of time. But we've got to get back to practice. We'll stage it. We'll go at night more early on this weekend and then start to taper it back and do everything we can do. It's hard. It's a very hard trip. And the last thing they're going to want to do is practice, but that's exactly what we have to do because we've got to be able to get this out of our system and start to get back on a pattern. And this is my fifth time doing this, so hopefully I've learned something. I know this. When I was with Coach Izzo, we beat Chaminade by 2. When I was at Marquette, we beat Chaminade by 3 or 4. And when I coached my first season in Indiana, we beat Chaminade by 2. So at least we won by 3 today.
So you're making
the margin of victory. We won by 3.
Well, let me just say this: you're making my turkey a whole lot better tomorrow.
I like that. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody back there. Good luck to the football team this weekend, and go Dogs!
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach Green. Appreciate it, Tom.
Progress from Coach Tom Crean as the Dogs defeat the Swords in Maui by a final score of 80-77. We'll take a quick break on the post-game show. When we come back, we'll have a wrap-up from Maui and a preview of what's to come across Georgia athletics. Georgia defeats Chaminade, gets out of Hawaii with a win. 80-77, the Dogs, the winners tonight. Back after this, you're listening to Georgia basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Make your first play of the season a smart one. Get a fast and easy sports physical right around the corner from Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. With 27 locations offering extended hours and most open 7 days a week, you can book online to get in, get out, and get on your way to a championship year. Visit piedmont.org/UGA to schedule a sports physical today. Patient care services provided by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. One stop to better.
Hey Bulldog fans, Georgia Power knows that fan energy is what makes Georgia Bulldog basketball possible. From tip-off to the final buzzer, you power us forward. That's why Georgia Power is proud to help power your community. Last year, they donated over $22 million to community improvement programs, including supporting nearly 1,300 nonprofits across the state. To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping the state power forward, visit georgiapower.com/community.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In search of a battery that won't let you down, even in the lowest temperatures? We've got you covered at America's #1 battery destination. At AutoZone, we have the proven tough Duralast batteries you need to drive with peace of mind this winter. They're tested in extreme conditions, which means you can count on them to deliver when you need them most. Stop in today or visit AutoZone.com and we'll help you find the start you're looking for. Based on data from the MPD Group Incorporated, Car Care Track 12 months ending December 2018.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
At PT Solutions Physical Therapy, we're proud to be an official partner of UGA. In sports, getting to the next level takes lots of talent and lots of work. At PT Solutions, we believe that every young athlete deserves the opportunity to chase his or her dream. That's why you'll find our therapists and trainers on the fields and sidelines at every level, helping athletes stay healthy and be at their best. We hope you'll visit us at over 40 Georgia locations or at ptsolutions.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield IMG College, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
Welcome back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Studios. I'm Tim Hackett. Georgia holds off in Hawaii. They defeat Chaminade 80-77, and the Dogs get off the island with a much-needed win on the final day of the Maui Gym Maui Invitational. And Anthony Edwards' shot with less than a second left provides the difference, and the Dogs beat the Swords 80-77. Let's take a quick look around some other scores from across the country. First and foremost, the one top 25 battle in action. Two ranked teams in action in Atlantis in the Bahamas. Number 11 Oregon against number 13 Seton Hall. Oregon just hit a shot, literally just now, with 5.3 seconds left. The Ducks are going to the free throw line. They lead 71-69 over the Pirates of Seton Hall. Oregon trying to move to 6-0 on the season. I'll try to get you an update on that game as we go along here this evening. Let's focus in on the SEC to start things off. Other conference games from earlier today. Alabama in Atlantis against undefeated number 6 UNC, and the Tar Heels stay unbeaten. They're now 5-0. They beat Bama 76-67, despite 23 points in a losing effort from John Petty Jr. Ole Miss against Penn State in a tough battle in the NIT season tip-off. Ole Miss defeats Penn State 74-72. The Nittany Lions led by 16 at the half. Ole Miss turns it around and hands Penn State its first loss of the season. KJ Buffin with 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists for Ole Miss. Mike Watkins with a double-double, 18 points, 12 boards in the loss for the Nittany Lions. South Carolina in a close game against Northern Iowa, but UNI pulls out the victory in Cancun, 78-72 the final there. South Carolina now 4-3, UNI now 7-1. 26 points for Northern Iowa's A.J. Green, 20 points in the loss for A.J. Lawson. Back out to the top 25. That game in Atlantis has gone final. Oregon defeats Seton Hall 71-69. That game just went final a moment ago. 16 points, 3 3-pointers, 6 assists to lead the way for Peyton Pritchard. Oregon stays undefeated. They're now 6-0, and they've got another high-quality win on their resume over Seton Hall, which now falls to 4-2. Elsewhere across the top 25, earlier games in the Maui Invitational. Number 3, Michigan State builds off of its win over Georgia yesterday. Dogs fans well familiar with that. Michigan State now 5-2. They dispatch UCLA 75-62. Spartans led by just 3 at the half, but Xavier Tillman and Cassius Winston help Sparty pull away. Elsewhere in the Maui Jim Invitational, the title game. Number 4 Kansas defeats Dayton, team that beat Georgia on day 1 of the tournament. Number 4 Kansas improves to 6-1. They beat Dayton 90-84 in overtime behind a career-high 31 points from Devon Dotson, a career-high 29 points from Udoka Azubuike. Obi Toppin with 18 points, 9 boards, and 3 blocks for the Flyers in their losing effort. Other games from around the top 25 in Atlantis. Number 8 Gonzaga stays perfect. They rout Southern Miss 94-69. Joel Ayayi with a double-double for the Bulldogs. 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, all out of the guard spot. That's impressive. And number 7 Virginia defeats Maine 46-26. Yes, I've said it before on this broadcast. Still surprised. You've heard me right. That is a final score, not a first-half score. The Cavaliers, the number 7 team in the country, stay unbeaten. They're now 7-0, 46-26. The final over Maine. Mamadi Diakite with 15 points, a third of Virginia's final total of 46. Still laughing at that. That is a remarkable final. You already heard from the other ranked team in action today, number 6 North Carolina beating Alabama in the Bahamas. Over to women's college basketball briefly just because there is only one game out of the SEC, which is also the one game out of the top 25 in women's college hoops on this Wednesday, November the 27th. And number 6, Texas A&M, no trouble against Prairie View A&M. The Aggies of Texas A&M are now 5-0. They beat Prairie View A&M 80-38. Prairie View and A&M scored just 4 points. It was 26-4 Texas A&M after the first quarter, and it was really no contest from there. Kennedy Carter with 20 points for Texas A&M, an even quarter of her team's points. Elsewhere around Georgia athletics, earlier today, the Georgia volleyball team defeats Alabama in straight sets in Tuscaloosa. Really good offensive performance from the Dogs. They hit 300 as a team, aided by 49 assists from Megan Donovan. Interestingly enough, only 5 different players besides Donovan registered kills, led by 19 from Casey Evans. She hit 326, and 16 kills from Rachel Ritchie. She hit 265. libero Kendall Glover picked up 24 digs in 3 sets. That is a remarkable feat. The best liberos generally average around 4 digs per set. Just for context, she averaged 8. That's impressive. Elsewhere from Georgia Athletics, next team up, women's basketball on the road against Butler in Daytona Beach, Florida. That's on November the 29th, 11 a.m. tip Eastern Time. Then, of course, Georgia back in Atlanta, in the state of Georgia, against Georgia Tech. The Georgia rivalry game this Saturday, noon kickoff. And then the women's basketball team back in action the next day on the 30th, well, the same day as the football team, this day after their game against Virginia Tech in Daytona Beach. The next game for Georgia men's basketball, December the 4th, at home against North Carolina Central. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Georgia pulls out a win on the last day of the Maui Invitational. They leave the island with a win, courtesy of a last-second three-pointer from Anthony Edwards. He finishes with 24 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 made threes, including that last one, 8 of 17 from the floor overall. And Rayshawn Hammonds with another impressive all-around game, a double-double, 12 points, 10 assists. He was very solid on the defensive side. And Georgia staves off Division II Chaminade. It was a close one. A lot of these stats favor the Dogs, but it was anything but a comfortable win for Georgia. But a win is a win. Tom Crean gets another close win over Chaminade, as you heard from him in his post-game interview, and Georgia improves to 5-2. They salvaged their trip all the way out to Hawaii by winning against the host Silver Swords 80-77 on the tournament's final day. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. For all of us here, for Scott, Chuck, and Tony, I've been Tim Hackett filling in tonight for Cabell Philpott. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Until then, so long.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, you've been listening to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions Bank. Today's coverage has been brought to you by Regions Bank, a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. The preceding has been a Learfield, IMG College, and JMI Sports presentation on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.